I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like.
Nicotina's mom! Oh yeah! Nicotina's mom!
You're watching Poindexter Lounge. You already know. You're watching Poindexter Lounge for the unity.
Why don't you set aside an hour or two? We'll have a few drinks and a cup of coffee. I don't drink.
Hey, you're watching Poindexter.
You are watching Poindexter Lounge.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. I'm choking on chicken.
And now make the point better. This joint's clever. In the lounge with Poindexter. So Poindexter Lounge, you know that we can get it in. And now I'm headed up like I'm Led Zeppelin.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. Do you like nerd stuff? Yeah? Then you'll love this. You never know what might happen or who might show up at the lounge.
I just want to thank you for being here and being my friend. It's always good to have someone you could count on. And I'm glad you're that for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and it is good to have you all with me in the lounge today. Now look, if this is your first time to the lounge, welcome! Welcome, because the Poindexter Lounge is, everyone say it together now, a rounding. It's a place for nerds, a place where you and me and my crew can get together and talk about the things that we love, things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, toys, and so much more. And if those are things that get you excited, if those are things that get you up out of bed, or maybe you're in bed watching right now, or maybe you're at work, maybe you're on a brisk run, maybe you're enjoying a picnic with the person you love, or maybe you're plotting revenge. I don't know, whatever you're doing, just know that we're glad that you're here, and we would like you to subscribe and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. We'd love for you to be here and be a part of what we're doing, because we like to have some fun, and we want you to be along with us for the ride. All right, so come on, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you're here, if you could for me, please hit that like button just to let YouTube know that you like the content. It's a real easy thing that you can do. It really helps and supports what we're doing here at the lounge. All right, so if you guys could do that, it would be awesome, and I would appreciate it so greatly. I do want to say a shout out to all of our patrons. Thank you guys for loving us. Thank you for your support. Thank you guys for holding us up and for meaning what you mean to us and being here for us. And thank you to everyone who gives super chats throughout the week. You guys are awesome as well, and we're so thankful for each and every one of you. And of course, all of the members. Oh yes, that beautiful member footage. Look at that member footage go. Look at it go. Right there. All of you guys are fantastic. You're awesome. We appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are awesome. Look at that. All right. Thank you guys so much. All of you, man. Over 50 members now. We're so thankful for each and every one of you guys. So blessed to have you guys around. And we're just glad if you watch, if you're a member, if you're a patron, whatever. But if you are a member, a patron, or give a super chat at any time, you are in the running for this bad boy this week. We do like to do some giveaways around here. And so this is our giveaway for this week, which is Batman The Long Halloween. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Look at it in all of its beauty. Look at this. Look at that. It looks great. It's got a nice satin cover to it. It's got a nice feel to it. It's so smooth. I mean, it's just very, very nice. And somebody's going to win that. And that could be you. And all you got to do is, like I said, be a patron, be a member, or give a super chat at any time. And you're automatically in the running for this bad boy right here. All right. So thank you guys. All right. That being said, I'm trying to keep from knocking stuff over here as I put something back over here. All right. So tonight we got a lot to cover. We got a lot of stories that have popped up tonight, and hey, so we're gonna get into it. But first of all, we got to say hello to RJ in the chat. What's up, RJ? RJ is not here to make some points about Spider-Man. So we're just gonna make all the opposite points for RJ. That all his points are wrong. What's up, Andrew Casali? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you in here. What's up, Blake Taylor? Says, what's up, y'all? I think Spider-Man will have a college trilogy in some way. Maybe. Yes. Let's see here. Who else is here? Got everybody here. I'm sorry, Anthony, but Anthony, but it's good to see you, man. Good to see you in here. Let's see who else is here. Brian Master and Nunn is in here. Nerd Costa Nostra is in here. What's up, Nerd Costa Nostra? Good to see you, sir. Says, hey, Enosh, hope you and the family are well. Let's have a good time tonight, everyone. Yes, we're going to have a good time tonight. Absolutely. What's up, Austin? Says, what's up, Lounge family? I'll be jumping in a bit. Awesome. Going to be a fun night. I'm joining in naked. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's going to be an interesting one, apparently, right from the start. But you know what? That's okay. Because we make sure that we have the warning, sensitive content, that's right. Stand up for what you believe in, even if it means standing alone. Just do you. So we'll all make sure to be prepared when Austin finally gets in here. And he says, just kidding, but you never know. What's up, Dad Dude Vince? Good to see you, bro. Says, hello, all. We'll be listening, but work is hectic, so may not be able to chat much. Well, we're glad to have you here anyways, sir. Says, yeah, exactly. Or am I? Or am I? Just kidding. Or am I? We don't know. We never know with him. Could be anything. What's up, Katsuka? Good to see you. Good to see you, Katsuka, as always. Anthony Beltray is in the house. Says, hey, Austin. Hope you're having a great night. Let's see. Todd Fayer's in the house. Says Kevin Feige loves Enosh. Well, I'm glad to know that. Hey, Kevin, how about a job? Hey, man, I'll come work for Marvel, man. I got no qualms about that. I'll come work for Marvel. What's up, Paul Smith? Says, hey, Enosh, hope you and the fam are well and in good spirits. Hello to my lounge lizard nerd fam. Heck yeah. Let's see. Amparo is here. Always love Amparo. Love Amparo. Good to see you here. Zombie X Slayer 614 says, Enosh, have you seen Doomcock's most recent video that states Kathleen Kennedy is going to erase Raiders of the Lost Ark? It's such BS. Yeah, I saw some of it. I didn't get to the whole thing. But yeah, I'm doing some planning for our next 2 cents on nonsense. So yeah, that the sky is falling. The sky is falling. Raiders of the Lost Ark is going to be done. Oh no. H Bart's here says real Defoe. Mary Wilcox in the house. What's up? Says evening, everyone. Let's see. Paul says, I got a feeling tonight's going to be a good night. I do too. I have a good feeling about that. We already saw that one. Okay. What's up, Patrick? Says, I go to bed and Superman Henry Cavill is related to me and I love Rennie. Well, that's cool. How are you related to Henry Cavill? That's pretty awesome. I love the Ryan Reynolds intro as well, man. I sure do. Let's see. Whoops. Come on now, Enosh. Come on now, StreamYard. Stop skipping around on me now. Bradley is in here in the chat. Says, yo, what's up, everyone? Virtual hug to everyone. Virtual hug right back to you, bro. Let's see here. Before this thing starts going around on me. Gary Lee Fowler is here. Says, the pen is blue. The pen is blue. Todd Fair with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Todd. Says, Enosh, do you think Kevin Feige's original knickknacks should be changed from King Feige to comic book? Oh, do you mean nickname? Should be changed from King Feige to comic book Jesus, the savior of the comic book movie and world. I don't know, man. I mean, you call him King Feige. I have not heard anybody else call him King Feige yet. But you know, I'm gonna ask my fellows here in just a second. But I'll ask. I don't know about comic book Jesus. I don't know about comic book Jesus quite yet. I mean, I don't know if he's the savior of the comic book movie and world. I mean, he hasn't really had a lot of effect on the comic books yet. On the movie world, he has. But yeah, I don't know. What's up, Lord Slug? Good to see you in the chat tonight. Michael K, good to see you in the chat tonight. It says, hi, Enosh. Did you see the bat signal teaser? I sure did. Yes, it is a warning. The bat signal is a warning, as it should be. It's a warning to all those who would practice evil that Batman is on their way. That's right. It's not just a signal. It's a warning for sure. What's up, Marcus Cruz says, Enosh, have you watched Reign of the Superman? Superboy Connor Kent in that movie is my favorite version of Superman, with the leather jacket and pants and cool, cocky personality. Absolutely, man. Marcus, yeah. I mean, I've watched the movie. The comics are better, I feel. His everything about him is even, with Connor is better, I think, in the comics, but they still did a pretty good job in the movie. I thought the movie was all right. I'm still waiting for maybe one day, who knows? Probably not, but I keep hoping that one day we'll get like that definitive, just awesome version of those, of that story. Maybe, who knows? We Are Venom is here, says Sup Enosh. Sup, we are Venom. Good to see you. Yes, Amparo, I'm right there with you. I love Man of Steel because it's relatable. Me too. Degrassi Knowles is here. Says, I just bought the Indy 4K box set. Is Grandma Kennedy gonna take it away from me? No, we good then. Yeah, I think you're gonna be good. Who knows? Maybe Kennedy will show up at your door and just like take it out of your cold, dead hands. All right. Well, that being said, we're going to go ahead. Oh, hey, North Star is here. What's up, North Star? Kenshiro says, Superman relatable? LOL. No, we all know Batman is relatable with his plot armor. Well, with his billions of dollars now, and all those gadgets and everything, we can totally relate to that, right? I can relate to that. Maybe. No, I wish. All right. That being said, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to jump right in. We got some great things to talk about tonight, and we got some great guests. And so, while we're getting ready to do that, ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome with me a man unlike any other man, a man that you love, I love, means so much to the lounge. And I didn't see the final score. I don't know if the game's done yet or not, but he may be crying a little bit when we bring him in, but we'll see. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, Brian, Master of None.
You've reached the voicemail of Brian, the man with the world's largest brain. It's only one letter off. It's not brain, it's Brian. You've reached Brian. Leave a message.
I'm crying, but that's okay.
Oh.
Lounge Lizards gave me such a great idea for a song, and we need to make this happen.
Okay.
Jimmy Buffett fans are known as the Parrot Heads. All right?
Yeah.
Can we do a take on Margaritaville, but with the lounge?
Ooh.
What are we gonna
call
it? Lounge Lizards or something like that? Like Lounge Lizards in Paradise. Hey.
Instead of hamburgers.
And that ain't nice.
Cheeseburgers. It's like that South Park episode with all that. Oh my gosh. It's so bad. Oh my gosh. Right before we bring somebody else in, Chin Din. What's up, Chin Din, with a $4.99 super chat? What's up? Says Chin Fin here. Big hugs to everyone. Also, I think Kevin Feige is the current murderer of cinema. We got a super chat war going on now.
I'm inclined to start agreeing with it. It's like I don't think of him on like the same level as I would think of like one of those real artistic films. You know what I mean? Like one that just is like real deep and all that kind of stuff, tells a big story, but it's not a superhero movie. It's more like just kind of like a down to earth kind of movie. And I wouldn't even consider like what Scorsese's done recently. Those are like more blockbustery type movies,
Yeah.
So it's like he can't really say that that's not cinema when he makes The Revenant.
That's true. Yep. So we'll see. Chin. Look, actually, I said it's Kristen Chin Fin. I was looking at it all together. Sorry about that. But hey, man, it's good to see you, bro. Haven't seen you in a while. Looks like it's gonna be a super chat war. It's gonna be a super chat war. Degrassi Knowles here says most people call him Kevin, Mr. Feige, if you're nasty. And Lord Slug, I'm with you, man. Go Dodgers, back to back.
No, it's okay. I mean, if there's one team that I'm known to hate, because I'm an avid Giants fan. I've been a Giants fan since '93. So. Yes, I do hate the Dodgers, but congratulations. Good job.
Awesome.
You'll never hear me say that too.
We got it recorded, man. They'll use it against you now. Trust me, they'll use it against you. What's up, Bradley? Good to see you, man.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Hey, man.
Good, man. Good to see you,
guys
Bradley.
too.
Good to see you for sure.
Yeah.
Zombie here says, at least we know he's not crying for the salty critics that are pissed that Ghostbusters Afterlife is actually a good movie.
Well, I think they have like their reputations to defend with another movie, though, which isn't that bad, but still, I think a lot of them stake their claim on the 2016 movie.
Todd Fair here with a $10 super chat says, Enosh, how could someone say something so hurtful about comic book Jesus?
Oh dear God.
Did they make a Jesus comic book or something? I don't understand.
He's saying that Feige is the savior of the comic book world.
No, you know who's the savior of the comic book world?
Who?
You, me, all of us that spent money
buy a comic
on all the people that went out and bought comics, all the people who went out and watched these movies, all the people who engage on this stuff on YouTube. So you know what? We're all winners. Congrats.
We're all winners. We're all winners.
That's right.
RJ in here with a point, but he says, Kevin Feige did not murder cinema. LOL. I mean, I would love to have a conversation about that, RJ, but there's nobody here to actually make that point. So sorry. our RJ had like all these points in our private chat that like he wanted to make tonight, apparently about Spider-Man, but there ain't nobody else, and I'm sure William is going to come in and give his points of view about Tom Holland's Spider-Man and how he's going away. So I wish RJ was here somebody was here to argue that point.
No, I mean, Kevin Feige created a cinematic juggernaut worthy of envy. There you go.
Yes. Let's see. Marcus says Jack Ryan renewed for season 4.
It's actually a really good show.
Cool. I'm going to have to check that out. He says Chris. Oh, Blake says Chris had a free member super chat that came in a few minutes ago. Okay, so I apologize. I'll go back and I'll find it. Here's the problem for anybody who's a member and you get that free super chat. Just know this: I don't see it. We only see it. Yeah, it doesn't pop up on StreamYard, and it kind of ticks me off because then it makes it look like I just don't care, and that's not the case at all. Especially because it's like the free one, you know what I mean? And so like I absolutely care that somebody got one. Yeah, okay. So Chris Den has been a member for 8 months, and he said this is Chin Fin. Been a while, great being back. So
yeah, man, we missed you.
So man, I'm happy that you're back, bro. Like I said, I'm sorry that I'm not able to pull it up on the screen just because StreamYard isn't recognizing those yet. And so I don't understand why they're not recognizing them, but they don't show them to me. So I don't even see it as a comment. That's the weird thing is I don't even see it as a comment.
It doesn't even show up over here.
Yeah. So I don't even see it as a comment. So I don't know. Cylon Scotty is in the chat tonight. We're always blessed when Cylon Scotty is in the chat. And his beautiful lady.
He came on and talked some food with me the other day. Yeah.
Nice. Says, I am Spartacus. John Collins says, with a $5 super chat. Thank you, John. Says, hey, Enosh, have you guys already talked about the Superman comic putting in the LGBTQ inclusive storyline about Superman's son? Yeah, man. We talked about that a lot this week, actually. So we talked about it 2 nights ago. And then we talked about it the night before. So we talked about the original story. We had a nice panel for that. And then we had an even bigger panel and an even better in-depth discussion, like about the Dean Cain comments. And So go back and take a look at those episodes. Cause unless something else comes out about it, we pretty much exhausted everything.
Yeah, we set our piece on that one.
but I do want to say thank you because actually a lot of people reached out to me, Brian, this week, and they said that they really appreciated the conversation that we had because a lot of people aren't talking about it and they're not really getting into that discussion and really, having a real discussion about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, everybody's pretty much got an opinion and, if you're on one side or the other, that's pretty much the opinion you're going to get instead of actually having good discussion and dialogue between people. You know what I mean? Because we even had 2 people who are bisexual in that, discussion. It wasn't a debate. It was a discussion. It was funny because they were on different sides of the discussion, so it's like, I love that.
Yeah, no, it was really good to have that back and forth. It was refreshing.
For sure. Kristen says, I mean, the MCU schedule has costed tens of thousands of jobs of people in the industry. Movies really don't get made anymore unless they are likely going to make Marvel money. It's looking like it's going there.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to say that's ruining cinema, I suppose so, because it's like it makes the benchmark for making a movie and putting it out so high that it's okay. TW, I'll live.
Brian seems so down tonight. Brian's like, it's like San Francisco lost.
Dude, honestly, though, I can't complain. I only watched like maybe like 5 games this year, if that.
Don't crush my mellow, man.
So it's not like I've been like watching a whole bunch of stuff. And the Niners suck this year too, so it's like, all right.
Yeah.
There's always next year.
I guess, but
the inner Eeyore comes out. No,
I'm a Dodger fan, and I'm excited.
They've been running on
because
a hot
I couldn't
streak,
get into
man.
it. Look, man, I couldn't get into it very much last year just because of the way the season was, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of glad that they're doing something this year with like the crowd and and everything, So
yeah, bringing it back to the masses.
Heck yeah. No, Gary, Eternals has not released yet. What is it? It comes out in
I think November 4th.
November 4th, yeah. So it's coming out soon. Yeah. And then something in the culture says, Sup, Enosh, I'm excited for DC fandom because I think that they have some surprises that we don't know about, and that's interesting to me. I hope so.
Would be nice.
I hope so. Hey now, look. Hey now, listen, Anthony, listen. I love me some Titans. The beginning of this week's episode was kind of dumb, if I'm being honest, with the whole bats thing. That was dumb.
That was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous. At least when they did it in Batman v Superman, it was a dream.
I like the transition though. I thought Gar turning into the bat was pretty sweet.
That was cool.
Because we were always like, is he going to turn into anything besides a tiger? And first thing it turns into is a bat, bro. Yeah. And no spoilers.
That was pretty cool.
So I felt bad. I did that in the chat earlier.
Yeah. I just look at it and I just think, I like the show. I know that they're doing stuff differently than the comics have, obviously, but
Well, that's the main thing. If you've already read it in the comics, why the hell would you want to see it just word for word recreated on live action? You'd already know what was going to happen. So it's like you have to allow for twists and turns every once in a while. I mean, if it's taken directly from the source material, I don't think it would be as interesting.
Yeah. And Todd, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you, bro. He says, it's not an obsession. I just say stuff to contribute to the channel via Super Chat. And we appreciate it. Patrick says, Henry Cavill Superman is relatable to me. Oh, I am not related to Henry Cavill. And I go bed. My apologies. No problem. Yeah. So that was an interesting thing. So what's up with you, Bradley? What you been up to, man?
Not much, man. I've just been chilling, focusing on the channel, and it's pretty much it. I've been trying to look for a job out here too, but figured I'd jump on tonight. I miss talking to you guys.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun.
Heck yeah, man.
Absolutely. It's good to see you.
Been a while.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys too.
Yes, Phoenix. Yes, I did see that, man. Masters of the Universe Part 2 is releasing next month. I'm excited, man. I'm super excited for it, dude. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for it to release, and hopefully that will silence a bunch of people.
Hey, Shree, what's up?
Cherie in the house. What's up, Cherie? Always good to see Cherie. Always love to see the ladies in the house.
Mary.
Heck yeah. All right. So let's jump into some news here. Let's jump into some stuff and then we'll see as more people come in. Let's start with something light first. All right.
Andrew, quit going after freaking dude in the chat, man. Andrew, calm down.
All right. So M. Night Shyamalan, the Shammeister himself. I don't know what's. Oh, come on, stop with it. Okay, reveals the title of his next film. Are you guys fans of M. Night Shyamalan?
His earlier work, yes. Some of the newer stuff, not so much.
Yeah, he's pretty hit or miss for me too.
Okay. I like most of his stuff, man. Like now, see, like Old. We saw Old in the theater because I am a Shyamalan fan, and Old was good. It was a good premise, but he didn't stick the landing on that one. I felt like
That's what I kept hearing.
yeah, it just didn't stick the landing. The ending was weird, and so I'm hoping that he comes back with another. Like now, did you guys see The Visit?
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
What'd you guys think of The Visit?
That was a weird movie.
Did you see The Visit, Brian?
No, I did not.
You didn't?
The only ones I've really seen from him were oh dang. I saw the Avatar movie.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then
of all the ones, Brian.
Signs. That was the other one.
Did you see Sixth Sense?
No, actually, I did not. But I did know all the cultural references that were out at the time.
Okay.
And I basically knew what happened in the movie. I knew the twist. So I was like, whatever. I don't need to know if I know what if the whole point of that movie was the twist and I knew what the twist was, I just was like, okay, I'm good.
Hey, yeah, you guys, you know, what's everybody going on about? Oh, Andrew, Todd's just having fun, bro.
Yeah, he's just kidding,
look,
dude.
Bro, man, you have fun with you know Tobey Maguire and your favorite Spider-Man, dude. Like that's not what the chat's about, man. This chat is about like chilling, having fun, you know. Look, Todd really loves Marvel, man, and so we just, you know, we tease him back and forth, you know. We have some fun with Todd, but yeah, Todd, I hope you don't feel like you have to leave, man, because you're absolutely welcome, and you too, Andrew. Just you know, just get along, guys.
Take it easy.
Yeah, so it's okay. John Collins with a $5 super chats. Thank you. Says, you know what, Enosh, I'm going to quit playing Hokey Pokey and just join the channel already. I just have to find the right level for me. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, we can't wait to put your name up on that list, bro. I'm glad that you're here, John. So thank you so much, man. You're fantastic, bro. And so we're glad to have you. And so I'll offer you some sausage as a welcome gift.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages?
Yes.
Yes.
Freddy got fingered.
Oh my goodness, what a movie. But I mean, you haven't seen any like the other M Night, like, so you saw Signs. Did you see did you watch Unbreakable?
Nope. Like I said, it just was never my genre in terms of movies.
Wow, dude, you got to watch Unbreakable, and then you got to watch whatchamacallit, not Glass. Glass is the third one. Split, dude, is like, oh,
is that great. The one with James McAvoy where he
plays
like a bunch of see, I don't know. I've always just found those movies to be kind of odd, weird. I'd rather watch a rerun of Deep Space Nine. Like that's what's
I don't know though, man. I don't know that, dude. Split is so good. Like McAvoy got screwed, like for not winning like something for that movie, because I mean, dude, like there are just like no breaks in a take, and it's just like a close up of his face, and he goes in between characters, and like you just know it.
Wow.
You know, like it's just
I have to give it a gander,
man. I'm telling you, man, it's so good, bro. It's so good. Awesome. And then I'm trying to think. Well, you know, the Village was. I like the Village. I know there's a lot of people who don't like the Village, but I like the Village.
I might have watched a little bit of that, and I was just like, "What is that?" Okay?" And then tuned out.
He's shirtless.
Brian, what happened to the solidarity, man? Come on, bro.
All right.
So upset right now.
There we go. Bring in the heat.
Show the nipple ring too. There we go. Yeah.
Flesh tone.
What just happened?
Green light.
Look, what just happened?
No, he said solidarity, and I was just kidding. But here's
flexing.
Sorry.
What's up, you guys? Oh yeah.
And nobody tipped $50.
Yeah, this is a
Sherry's like,
free
oh
one.
no. Fellas, some warning, please. The sexiness has just like gone.
How you
like-
doing? The room just got turned up to 10.
And nobody tipped. Spiritual Man says, and nobody tipped $50.
Yeah, you're missing out.
Yeah, no, yeah, even no, not even any super chats or tips yet.
That's right.
Wow.
Took me a long time to get this little chest hair. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Yeah, same man. I don't even have any.
It's all right.
Wow.
It's only showing my shoulders. We're good.
Yeah, it's just it's just a little off the top. It's all,
Brown, thick and brown cow.
It's all good.
Oh my
It's all
gosh.
good.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Dude, Andrew Caselli, OMG, their shirts are off.
Yep. Yep. Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
It's a party at the Poindexter Lounge. That's what I was told.
It
Jump
is.
in the hot tub.
Yeah. I mean, I've done hot tub streams, so yeah, why not?
Never know what's gonna happen.
Never, like I said, you never know what's gonna happen at the Poindexter Lounge, for sure. Lewis is like, what did I walk into?
Ask myself that all the time.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, I live in Vegas. I barely wear a shirt. This is, it's tough coming on streams with shirts on.
I feel like I'm about ready to play a pickup game of basketball, but I'm usually on the team that keeps their shirts on.
Usually on shirts.
Yeah.
Captain James Bigot says, well, and we have Enosh left with a shirt on, folks. Be sure to tip $50 for Enosh to be around the shirtless group, among the shirtless group.
Yeah, that's just Tiffany will just kick the door down and be like,
Yeah, I mean, literally, what's going on?
Wow. Spherical Man says, just wait, guys. Enosh will join around hour 3 or 4.
Yeah.
The night is young. Yeah.
It's young. I just like to get the party started early.
Exactly. So, Daniel, I would tell you this, man. So we talked about that the last 2 nights. So if you go back and watch the last 2 episodes, like I was telling them earlier, like we had great discussion, actually, I think, both on Wednesday and Tuesday about that topic. Yeah, so go check that out. We've pretty much discussed it. I think at least all of the angles so far, unless something else comes out, we've pretty much covered it all. So yeah. For sure. But yeah, go check it out because we really did have good discussions on it. And hey, John is a new member.
Welcome.
We don't want to say that's because we took our shirts off, but it's probably because we took our shirts off. So
Come on in. The water's fine.
Wow. Well, you know what? Given the spirit of what's going on and everything, and the new member, thank you, John, and the shirtless brigade. Here you go.
When I was a young boy, I was self-conscious about my nipples. They are shaped like Malomars.
Again.
Beautiful.
Again, that's why it was so easy to get the nipples. These things just walk into the room before I do, so straight.
I've got like innies, like they're inverted.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. They just take a little twister clamp thing, twist it around a little bit, pull it out, and you're good to go. They can do anything.
Yeah, Daniel, I'm right there with you. I think the visit works really well. He says the problem with the village is that I saw the surprise ending coming a mile away. So here's the thing. I really like the village because I like the concept. I like the idea. But I remember sitting there with my former brother-in-law and my ex-wife, and I looked at them both and I told them the twist. And they looked at me, they're like, no, it's not. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Yep, I see this one coming. Yep, that's what it is. And then sure enough, it was. And I almost wanted to stand up and do the whole in your face thing, like right there in the theater. But I didn't. But still yet, it was, yeah, I mean, I tend now, my favorite M. Night Shyamalan film is actually one that he just produced. He did not actually direct, and that is Devil. Have you seen Devil?
Ooh.
That's a great one. It's pretty good.
But it sounds intriguing.
It's
Devil. The weird part about it is it's a movie called Devil, and yet it's probably the best movie, the greatest movie ever made about forgiveness.
Does it have to do with El Diablo? Like actual?
Oh yeah. It's like based. Look, M. Night Shyamalan lived a weird life. Okay, that's all I got to say about that. Because he was going to do these anthology things, like these anthology movies that he didn't direct, but that he just produced. And Devil was supposed to be the first one, and then he never went forward with any more. And so, but the thing was Devil is it's basically, he said it was a story that his mom used to tell him about a thing like in their culture that was called like the devil's meeting or something like that, where like the devil will come for certain people, like, you know, whatever. And so basically everybody gets on this elevator and somebody in the elevator is the devil, and the devil has assembled all these people there to claim their souls all at the same time. And yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Real sweet old lady. Real sweet.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She's something else. Toast jelly side down. But no, it's a really good movie. It's a really good, like, Devil, but he didn't direct it. Like, but he produced it. So yeah, he produced it. So M. Night's got another movie coming out next year, 2022, February 3rd, and it's called Knock at the Cabin. It says the plot details are traditionally being kept under wraps. Shyamalan's latest Old was a smash hit at the box office, chalking up 90.1. Really? No, that's not true. They hit the wrong letter there. It did not make $90 billion globally. Who is this? Who is this? Movie Hall. Come on.
Wow.
All time. Of all time.
Can we give a round of applause for M. Night? Highest grossing film of all time this year.
M. Night, $90 billion.
He beat Marvel.
Damn,
wow. Dude, he beat Endgame.
Kevin Feige ain't got nothing on that, man.
Hey, where's
everybody, man?
Where's the savior of cinema now,
huh?
Right?
M. Night be his name. Yeah, my goodness, really? 90 billion. Come on, movie hole.
Get your act together,
at least they said globally and not domestic, right? Like, I mean, it made 90.1 billion globally.
Just in the United States.
Let's see what this video is. I don't know what this video is. Ooh.
Oh, it's a knock at the door.
I was like, who's there?
Hello?
That's it.
Dad?
That was it. That's amazing.
Knocking at your door.
Let's watch it again.
Somebody's ringing the bell.
You think I'll get copyright claimed for that? Better not.
Do me a favor. Open the door. Let him in. Paul McCartney, man. Wings.
He has some really great marketing for his movies. I'll say that.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does well. He does the marketing great.
That's real. Yeah. Just vague enough to get you in the door.
Yeah.
So February, we will have a new M. Night Shyamalan movie. Yes, all hail. Hey, what's up, you do suck? All hail M. Night. I like I said, I wonder what it'll be. I mean, will it be like a cross between Cabin in the Woods, Evil Dead? You know.
Yeah.
Devil's knocking at the door.
Right, a little more intellectual than most people.
Heck yeah. I'm actually interested in seeing. Have you seen this new trailer for the movie Black Phone?
Oh yeah.
Holy crap. Guys, if you're watching right now and you have not seen the trailer for Black Phone, when you're done here, whatever, look up the trailer for Black Phone. I'm not going to play it because I'm tired of getting copyright claims on every literal thing that I do. But this trailer is, well, you know what? I really don't care. Do you guys want to see the trailer for Black Phone?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I was interested.
Dude, it's sick. Oh, it's sick. Yeah.
I mean, not if we're gonna get in trouble for it, though. I mean,
you know, I doubt
we already have our shirts off.
We'll just get a
true,
claim.
but
we'll just get a claim. You know what I'll do is okay. So if you're watching this on the replay, what's going to probably happen is they're probably going to claim it. If they do claim it, what we'll do is I'll just delete it from the
clip it out
from the replay, right? Because I'll just clip it, and so. So if I clip it, that'll be it. So here, I'll pull it up here real quick. Because this, guys, if you like scary movies, this is interesting for sure. Let me go ahead and share this. This is Black Phone, and this this looks creepy. This looks really creepy. So here we go. Here is.
Yep. Take my money.
Take it all.
Right. That's what
I'm
I say,
in.
man. Like, it actually.
Did you guys
it
like
actually-
Sinister?
Yes.
Yes.
I like the first one a lot. It's been a while since I've
first
seen
one.
the second one. Yes, it's been a while since I've seen the second one. But so I'd have to go back and watch the second one again. But I remember not enjoying the second one as much as the first one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
it's been a while
agree.
since I've
I
seen
agree.
him. But it's been a while since I've seen him. Who did direct this movie? Hold on.
Scott Dickerson.
Scott
Sinister,
Dickerson? Oh, it's the same
Doctor
guy. Okay.
Strange. Yep. All those.
Okay. So if you're watching this on the replay and you didn't get to see it because they claimed it for some reason, then just go look up the trailer. And yeah, for sure. It does look genuinely cool. I think it looks fantastic. And I'm glad to see it. Of course, TW McKay came back and he's like, wait a second. Why are Brian and Austin not wearing shirts?
Hey,
Why are you wearing a shirt?
Yeah.
ooh, that's the question.
I find your lack of clothing.
Well, he's in the Great White North, so we can't blame him. It's probably
That's
snowing
true.
out
Yeah,
there with
exactly.
the Huskies.
We're literally in Nevada, so
This is
True that.
fall doesn't start until December 1st.
That's right. And it,
True.
and it ends December
25th.
Yeah.
True that. All right. So one of the big stories I wanted to get to tonight is this Superman story, because this is absolutely junk. I'm getting really sick of.
He's mad, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry, but I'm really getting just done with these people who
Screen Rant, stirring the pot.
Well, it's not Screen Rant. I mean, like it wasn't on Screen Rant. It was actually they were just reporting it. Actually, I'll be honest with you. So like I got no problem with Screen Rant on this one. It's just that like there were a few different places that reported. This is the first one that I saw though. TW says I'm wearing this shirt because I'm not an animal.
Were you born with a shirt on?
Yeah, I'm going out the same way I came in. Wearing a hat.
We call it a birthday suit for a reason. I'm not standing up yet.
Oh!
You gotta tip him.
I already am standing up. No, I'm kidding.
That's right.
I took my shirt off and hid behind it, Gary says.
See? Solidarity.
See, one of two things is either going to happen, TW. Either people are going to give super chats and I'm going to take my shirt off, or people are going to give super chats and we're going to have them put their shirts back on. We'll figure it out.
$50.
We'll figure it out depending upon the super chats that come in.
Yep. Either way, this is where we're at right now.
Wow, that's a name.
Cool movie trailer.
That's a name.
Prophylactic tactics.
That's a name.
That's a mouthful right there.
Prophylactic tactics.
What does prophylactic mean?
Prophylactic
That's a big word.
Is a form of birth control.
Contraceptive.
Contraceptive.
Got it.
The kids on the street call them condoms.
Oh, those things.
Yes.
Trojan.
Right.
Trojan man. All right. John Collins asks, Enosh, I do have a question. Do you guys ever do any mid-evening live streams, or are they all Midnight Madness? We do. You know what? Occasionally I do. And I want to do some more mid-evening ones, especially depending upon what I'm going to be doing going forward. So yeah. It just depends on like if I can, get on or not, Lewis Cox says, Enosh, can you zoom in, please? Zoom in
to what?
To
on what?
He wants a Brian close up.
All right.
I mean,
don't say I didn't warn you.
I mean, my head is already filling up most of the screen.
Right.
I mean, if I zoom in anymore, it's gonna be like right up on my face. Are you just wanting to see my shirt?
Nice.
Rearranged.
Because that's my superpowers action figure Superman shirt.
That's a cool shirt.
Very cool.
I think I'm gonna make some of these types of shirts like actually of some of my toys, so for the Poindexter Lounge, like so you can get a picture of the toy. I think that'd be kind of fun.
That'd be awesome.
No. Okay. So on what? On he says means to prevent disease.
See, here we are just with our narrow-minded definition of what it is.
They have 2 condoms in the chat.
I
Whoa.
guess so. That's an well.
Anna.
Hi to you as well. Hello.
Well, hello.
Well, hello. Didn't see you there. Glad you could stop by.
Thank you for the engagement.
Yeah.
Thank you for the engagement. Oh, that's funny. Gary's here says the kid in the black phone with the raincoat on. Is it a crossover from It? I'm sure that was Georgie on his bike. It did look like him, didn't it? It did look like him a little bit. It did. Condom this, condom that. All right. So back to this. So I'm kind of getting tired of these like writers and people like all of a sudden it's cool all of a sudden to act like look 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, I might have been there with these guys actually saying, you know, like, look, I want to see, you know, Superman in this light. But I'll be honest with you, I agree with Zack Snyder, man, when he was talking about Batman v Superman, that like once you're exposed to that film, you lose your innocence, I think, on just wanting your superheroes to just be margin, you know, like just like, you know, you're like margarine, man, just, you know, just kind of
Plain Jane.
Yeah. You know, and look, I have no problem with it. I like all the different kinds of Superman stories, you know, like I like a good, you know, regular Superman story where he's, you know, everything that this talks about. But listen, I often wonder, I mean, like when I look at the Screen Rant article, so this is by Liam McGuire. I wonder how old Liam McGuire is. I really do. Because of this. The thing is that I've been around long enough and been a Superman fan long enough to know that there was a time where people absolutely hated Superman because they said he was unrelatable, he was too good, he always won, he was overpowered, he was, you know, nobody could beat him, and he faced no challenges whatsoever. Now we actually finally got a Superman that I believe can both inspire and at the same time not only inspire us, but also at the same time have challenges that we can relate to.
Well, somewhat believable in a contemporary setting. Okay,
Yes.
like usually when you see a lot of the stuff, and this is like one of my gripes about Superman, especially Superman Returns, was the like it was like a period piece almost. It was like awkward because like some of it was modern technology, but some of it was like old school technology. It was like how people acted was in the 30s, but how everything was now. So it's just, I don't know. That's something that's been kind of whack about Superman. So yeah, when Man of Steel came out and they grounded the character and they made it something that would be somewhat similar to if we experienced an alien invasion, because I guarantee you that's exactly what it would be like. And we would have people like Bruce Wayne, rich people that are like, okay, what can we do to stop this?
Yep.
We need a suit of armor around the world.
Right. Hey, and also welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. DL. What's up, DL?
What up,
Yeah, take your shirt off. Let's go.
I was gonna say, are you too clothed to be on the stream tonight, sir?
What makes you think I have clothes on, sir?
Oh, yes, DL, right on.
Go.
Solidarity. We got this.
Solidarity, man.
Just because he ain't got his camera on, don't mean.
Right. You rocking this shirt, Bradley? You got this?
I'm on the same train. I'm on the same.
Right on.
There we go.
Well, hey, Prophylactic Tactics, man. I'm glad you're here, man. I haven't seen you before, and so I am glad that you're here, man. I'm glad that you're enjoying the show, man, and I hope you stick around for sure. This is a place for nerds. This is a place where we just get together. We talk about all the stuff that we love, like this. So
and shirtlessness.
And apparently shirtlessness. Yes.
Everything
And apparently
more.
shirtlessness. Yep. We do what we got to do around here to get the job done. Even if TW McKay doesn't like it. But you know what? TW, we know you like it.
We know you like it.
Don't laugh.
I know
He's just
I know that you're an 80s metal fan, TW. So I know that you're into guys in spandex, big hair with hairspray and
tight
eye makeup.
jeans.
So
I know
and,
TW likes.
So I know he's a Striper fan, so I know that he's been a little confused by the wiles of Robert Sweet. I don't know if you guys know who Robert Sweet is.
Yeah.
You guys even know who Robert Sweet is?
No.
So Michael Sweet is
No.
the lead singer. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to pull him up to actually show
His
you. 'Cause-
brother.
yeah. So Michael Sweet is the lead singer of Striper, which, by the way, Michael Sweet has an amazing voice, and he's one of the few guys like throughout the entire from
Great
the
singer.
80s, from the 80s and whatnot, that actually kept his voice, and he sang for Boston for a while. They inducted Striper inducted Boston into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and in doing so, Boston needed a singer to go on tour, and so they asked him to go, and so he actually went on tour with them. But his brother Robert is this blonde, and I'll tell you, if you ever wanted to be like confused, like I remember once, like somebody showed me a headshot of Robert, and I was like, oh wow, she's cute. That's Robert.
Looks like my mom's 80s yearbook photo.
Yeah, that's Robert. That's Robert Sweet, his brother. He's the drummer. He's a phenomenal drummer, by the way. But there's like one picture of like, here's this is like totally 80s. I mean, come on.
I like the Striper look though.
Oh yeah, you gotta love the yellow and black stuff,
Look like George Lynch from Dawkins.
But I mean, like you got the chest hair there, right? But I mean, like if you just cut this off right here, man, like I think Austin Powers said it in reverse, like that's a man. But hey, yeah, I mean, he looked a lot like Heather Locklear, actually. So TW
Paul Stanley.
So TW, we know what you like, bro. We know what you like, man. So here, apparently here's another Robert Sweet. A little bit of a contrast.
Congressman.
Not quite the same. This Robert Sweet. So you always learn something
like
here at the lounge.
Salesman.
Right? You always learn something here at the lounge, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like
I like the coif. It's cool.
I'm so
Am I watching?
right now.
Am I watching? Yeah, right. Am I watching TJ Hooker, or am I watching a rock band? So
that's a lot of Aquanet if you think about it.
How tall do you guys think that is?
What's that?
How tall do you think his hair is? Like 5 inches?
Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's an extra. That's an extra head right there.
Just think of all that sweat and hairspray. Ugh. I could feel the burn.
With a Bible.
Right.
They used to throw Bibles out, and I actually, so I never saw Striper in their heyday, but I got to go see them a few years ago at this bar, and it was pretty awesome. Like it was sold out, just capacity crowd, and they would throw out Bibles and guitar picks, and I got 2 Bibles that night. They threw out these little tiny Bibles, and so like I caught one, and then I caught another one, and this guy comes up to me, he's like, "Dude, I will give you $60 for that Bible," and I was like, "Seriously?" And I was like, "Okay." And he goes, "Well, maybe 40." And I'm like, "All right." And he goes, and then he goes, "Well," he's like, "Oh man, I spent all my cash." He's like, "But I got 20." And I'm like, "Dude, okay." And then the next day it was funny because I posted it on Facebook, because this was years ago, and I posted on Facebook that I had sold this Bible for $20, and like people from my church were giving me a hard time. They're like, "You sold them a Bible? Why wouldn't you freely give them a Bible?" And I'm like, because it's not really about the Bible at this point. It's a souvenir from the Striper concert is what it is.
Yeah.
But it was because I walked out of the bar and I walked back in, and when I did, I felt something hit my chest, and I looked down and it was a guitar pick. So like I got like the full shebang that night, man. It was like,
nice.
Yeah. And here's a little known fact. My friend Kevin Reynolds that I used to play with, he's a great drummer and a great guy. He's now a property owner. He's like that guy on like late night television who like tells you how you can, make money selling real estate and stuff like that.
Nice.
He's like that dude. He does seminars out in Vegas and stuff. For a while, he was Robert Sweet's landlord.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that like the second thing or the first thing it says is hair.
Right.
And it's followed by drumming. He's going more for his hair than he is for his drumming. What the heck? Google the truth. cuts like a knife, but it feels so right. Ugh.
Right?
It cuts like a knife.
Right? Exactly. Charlie's Angel. He's a Charlie's Angel. That's what he is.
It looks like Farrah Fawcett.
Telling you, man. Telling you. Okay. So back to this story. But and I'm interested to yeah. You do suck. Says jokes on you. Those Bibles are worth 90 billion each.
Right? Should have hung on to him. You're like, oh, it's just a gimmick.
Oh my gosh, DL, did you see that? We were just talking about M. Night Shyamalan, and that it said that his movie Old grossed 90 billion worldwide.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, what?
Exactly, it was a typo, but it said that his movie Old grossed 90 billion with a B worldwide. So like
he wishes.
First ever movie to gross a 90 billion. Yes.
Like it wouldn't even get close if you.
Did you guys already talk about his new movie coming out? I really don't care about his new movie.
Yeah, the cabin on
that's what we talked about.
The cabin in the woods and the knocking of the door.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Wait, what is it called?
It's
Cabin in the Woods. Knock on the door.
It's called the knock.
A knock on the cabin in the woods.
Knock. Well, no, it's not. What? Hold on. What is it? It's not called that. Hold on. I got it here on my phone. It's something similar to that, but it's not that. It's not that. Hold on.
It's knock on the door. I swear.
It's knock at the cabin.
Knock at the cabin.
Knock at the cabin.
On the door.
It's don't drink your juice in the hood while you're knocking on the cabin in the woods.
With your gin.
Your gin and juice. While you're rolling in your 64. Yeah. Okay. Ball here's his faucet. He's got the spout to prove it.
It's called Knocky.
Paul says getting wood in the cabin.
Somebody's been watching this stream.
I guess so. Okay. So I'm interested to hear you guys' take on this because this is interesting. So it says Superman writer thinks Zack Snyder's version was too relatable. Like I said, I grew up, man, knowing that like people absolutely hated. I have loved Superman since I was a kid. That's why my son's middle name is Jor-El. I got the tattoo, man, like I'm a huge Superman fan. And this just bugs me because I've had to deal with people for too long saying Superman's not relatable. Finally, we get a relatable Superman and nobody appreciates it. And now they're acting like, and here's the problem with this that I have is because I'm telling you right now, the second that they go back to a Christopher Reeve style, pie in the sky, does everything right, unbeatable Superman, no one's going to go see it.
Yep. Everybody's going to hate it.
Yep.
People coming up with alternate names for the movie Ding Dong Ditch.
you know what you need to have queued up for this one is the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder, where at the end he's like, "You lose, sir. Good day.
Day.
You
get
are wrong.
Nothing. You get nothing."
Because that's what I'm thinking about.
I said like, good day, sir.
Or Kevin Spacey going wrong.
Exactly. I need to get that one because I like that one. But ding dong ditch, knock knock, who's there?
Somebody said getting wood in the cabin.
Yep. It's called Morse code for beginners.
What the heck is this movie about?
We don't know. It's just
it's about a knock at a cabin.
That's what I'm guessing.
It was 3 knocks, and each knock
So
gave a date.
It's Shyamalan knocking on my door to sell me some more bullshit. That's what it is.
DL has spoken. See, that's the kind of response I was looking for. These guys earlier, they're just like, I don't care, whatever. He's all right. Brian's all like, I've never seen a Shyamalan movie in my life, except for 2. And so like,
and
I was working trying to pull something out of them to make the show good at that point, and like try to pull some information out of them. And then like you just come in and you're like,
no. The only thing I saw really was the Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where Frank Reynolds is like sitting there, supposed to be dead, but he's eating sausage out of his pocket.
Oh, I love that episode.
Knock on the door of the cabin in the woods of what?
Of your purse.
Ypres?
Ypres.
Purse.
Excuse me?
Changing it around. Ding ditch
Gesundheit.
dong. Ding ditch dong. Yeah.
Is that where, like, you...
Quagmire sex cabin?
You leave, come back, and then ring the bell again?
Giggity giggity. Oh.
All right.
All right.
Integrity says, I really don't get this. Christopher Reeve Superman was Mr. Perfect scenario. Reeve's Superman made some terrible mistakes that literally led to Zod invading the White House and ruling. Yeah, dude, I'm right there with you.
He gave up his powers
Listen.
for a woman. He gave up his powers for a woman.
He did.
Just want to make that,
He did. Look, and I'm a fan of Christopher Reeve. I love those movies. Superman 2 is one of my favorite movies, but I don't understand just the idea that people have that
I know
the
what
only
it
one.
is. I know
You
what it
do?
is.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna sound like a jerk if I say it though.
Oh, please let it out.
Put it in the chat. I'll say it.
It's
Put it in the
because
private chat. I'll say
it's
it.
because he went horseback riding one fateful day, and honestly, dude, it's a sympathy thing. I think a lot of that has to play with Christopher Reeve, especially like, and I'm not saying that in a bad way.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I feel like that has a lot to in play with the fact that he's so endearing with people. It's because of what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something just tremendous as Superman can't walk. You know what I mean? Like everybody talked about that for years.
Peacemaker's cabin.
See, I was trying that, Gary Lee Fowler. Paul McCartney, dude. Do me a favor. Open
I
the
swear,
door
I
and
swear,
let him in.
if the soundtrack isn't knock, knock, knocking on the cabin door, whoa. Hey, 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 knock, knock, knocking on cabin door, whoa.
No, Shyamalan's not that clever.
That's right.
TW says another pronunciation is Ypres.
Ypres.
Ypres. Woods of
Auga.
Ypres is a band I like. Oh, okay. Woods of Ypres is a band
Cool,
I like
bro.
that nobody knows. No.
I already
Ypres.
forgot the title of Shyamalan's movie.
Knock on the door of the cabin of the woods in Ypres.
Yeah. Sir Paul
Directed-
McCartney.
Directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
There you go. All right. So
I would
Action
look up the
Comics.
actual title, but I don't care.
Jeez.
I don't care enough to be like, what are they actually talking about? Because we
Like,
know
that's
it's going
too
to be
much
garbage.
energy.
And for the 10 people out there that still think that he's going to make a good movie, I'm sorry, he's going to disappoint you again. I don't know how many times it's going to take. How many times it's going to take for you to realize
Money shot.
Shyamalan is
It's red
garbage.
in here. Ugh.
Hey, DL. He's the
Yes.
director of the next Spider-Man.
That
I
was
see
the
you, RJ.
apocalypse.
Mm.
That was the apocalypse.
It's the apocalypse.
What's up?
That would be the apocalypse.
It's
If
the end
Shyamalan
of the world.
crushes
Hashtag Harry,
Spider-Man.
bro.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail the conversation. Go ahead, Enosh.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm doing a good job of that. I'll shut up.
You're good.
You're upset.
good.
You need to let it out.
Just yeah. All right. Action Comics writer Philip Kennedy Johnson said he believes that Superman in Zack Snyder's Man of Steel was too relatable. Says the Man of Steel is the last solo Superman movie, and current Action Comics writer Philip Kennedy Johnson explained why he enjoys Christopher Reeve's version of the hero more than the Henry Cavill starring flick. In a panel at New York Comic Con, Johnson, who's currently writing Action Comics, because they're selling very well, the most recent Kal-El title at DC Comics, said he prefers his Superman is a little less relatable than the version who appeared in Zack Snyder's 2013 film. 2013's Man of Steel is one of the more divisive superhero movies to come out in recent memory, as the film has a mix of detractors and loyal faithfuls who hold it in high regard. That'd be That'd be me. I walked out of that movie finally having felt like I saw the movie, the Superman movie that I always wanted to see. And so, yeah. But says the blockbuster was directed by Zack Snyder and starred Henry Cavill as Superman and focused on the character's origin and becoming Superman. The film retold Kal-El's iconic origins from being sent to Earth as a baby following the destruction of Krypton to coming to his own and extraordinary powers to becoming the world's greatest hero. The film received mixed reviews. However, Cavill's performance was lauded as he would play the role in the film sequel Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice and in the team-up Justice League film. Philip Kennedy Johnson, who currently writes Action Comics for DC Comics, talked at New York City Comic Con about how he viewed Superman. Johnson said his vision of Superman is a clear, while admitting different creators. He said his vision of Superman is clear. It says is clear.
That's a double is.
That's a double is. He's isn't.
Copy editor here, guys.
He is isn't. He's literally isn't all over the place.
They're so angry, they're stuttering.
Guys, you need to get Grammarly. Like, I'm sure you see it advertised on YouTube. Please get Grammarly and fix your spell.
I need to get a job at Screen. I need to get a job there. All right, is clear. While admitting different creators have differing opinions on their visions of the hero, he said his vision aligns closely with Christopher Reeve's portrayal of Superman, but more like hulked out physically and in the context of these big epic scenarios. But I just love that. He added that version of Superman has no ego when he smiles. Really?
What?
Really? Watch Superman 2. Superman's got some stuff going on in Superman 2. And is that insinuating that Cavill's has some ego? Like,
well, I just don't like the whole fact that like there's just no more nuanced take to Zack Snyder's movies than they're just too damn drab. They're dreary. They're depressing. Nobody wants to see a Superman that doesn't smile. You know what I mean? So it's like I just don't like that. Give me a better take than that. Like that's where I'm at now.
Well, he added that version of Superman has no ego when he smiles, that his attitude was, I'm your friend, I'm going to help you. Johnson said he felt like Cavill's take on Superman was too conflicted. I don't know, like real life would be.
Yeah.
Well, but I would say Tony Stark was pretty damn conflicted when it came to creating Ultron. You know,
very
I think
conflicted when well, actually he wasn't really conflicted at all. He just turned into a psychopath when he realized that Bucky killed his parents, even though it was out of his control. But we don't talk about that.
Yeah,
that's true.
Johnson explained that in his opinion, the Man of Steel Superman is too relatable, and that his take on the hero shows him as the best of us always. Well, I don't know. You know, Man of Steel Superman is like Superman literally on day one.
Yeah.
So there you go. He says, I don't mean like physically or his acting or even that, but just the approach of the Man of Steel film in which he's kind of searching for himself, and you might see him make a mistake, or he gets opportunities to help and he might not do it right away, or he's conflicted, you know, like they like seeing a more relatable Superman, and that's not what I like at all, the writer concluded. I want a Superman that shows us the way and shows us how we're supposed to be. That's the best of us always. So you want a perfect Superman who does nothing wrong, never makes a mistake, and of course here says that he might make a mistake. Yeah, because he's human. That's the point. Even Batman says that Superman is the most human of all the heroes, even though he's Superman. I mean, are you serious here?
It's a double standard though with Tony Stark as well. Any of these characters, it's a double standard. I mean,
oh my god. Well, I love this. Degrassi says Superman 3 could use another bottle of hooch. That's the Superman we need right there.
Well, it's kind of like with the first couple seasons of Star Trek when Gene Roddenberry was still involved, and he didn't want conflict between the characters of his show. And the writers are sitting there going, how in the hell do we write a story without conflict? Like, how do you move forward? How do you tell a story without having some kind of personal battle, whether it be interpersonal, which I would say Man of Steel dealt with because he was, dealing with the demons of his father, literally, and, metaphorically, both of his fathers, finding out that he's from a different, well, he knows he's from a different world, but having the rest of the world know that, I mean, it's there's more nuance to it. That's why I'm like, I just don't like the whole base opinion on it and then just dismissing it after that.
Well, and here's the thing, RJ, I don't have a problem with him having his own take because look, I love both Supermen. I like a Superman story like that every once in a while. I don't have a problem with that. Here's what I do have a problem with. I have a problem with the guy who writes Action Comics coming out and like acting like this other Superman is not credible because it's not the perfect guy. It's not that guy because it's not his Superman. So that's not the Superman he likes, and making a big deal about that. I don't like that. No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with his take. I'm saying that when you are a writer on that book, you need to be careful how you present that because I'm sorry, but I don't see Action Comics breaking any records right now. I don't see Action Comics like
True.
people like,
in the most respectful way. Neither did Man of Steel break any records. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like
no, but the thing is though, Liam. Why did I call you just Liam? Why did I just call you Liam? I don't know. I have no idea why I just called you Liam. Have no idea whatsoever why I just called you
Alien.
Alien. I know. No, I get that, but the thing is though, is that like comics are at an all-time low right now. Okay,
yeah, nobody's buying comics,
and so the thing is that what I see. Okay, you want to start talking about, if we want to start talking about stuff like that, I look at a guy like Dan Jurgens, who also wrote for Action Comics and also a lot of the other Superman things. Who came up with the Death of Superman, wrote Superman for a long time. Dan Jurgens amazingly appreciates that man. Both. He appreciates both. He likes both. And the thing is I think that if you're going to write a character like that, you have to have a balance. You can't just be like all on one side that it's like this Superman that I'm going to write is just going to be nothing but perfect. You know what I mean?
Well, and I do think also, I don't know. I just don't see it that way. And then also, but yeah, after all this, he clarified in a tweet, but.
Did he? Okay. Well, we'll go to the tweet. That I think it's okay. It says, RJ says the thing is that sometimes people just want a Superman that could be looked up to. I agree. I absolutely agree. Rather than be brought down to earth and be super relatable, that's okay. There should be a Superman for everyone. And I agree with that. I'm just kind of tired of people just taking shots because to me, it's just, it feels like it's shots at Cavill. It feels like it's shots at Zack Snyder. Because he's acting like this version is the right version. And yes, and that's what integrity is. He says, I have a problem with a fan saying that this version of a character is not the right version, or, it's BS.
Is the only version.
Yeah, it's not the only version. We deal with this all the time. I deal with this all the time online in like Superman Facebook groups where people, did we lose DL? We lost DL.
Yeah.
He'll probably be back. He must have fallen off. But the thing is that, yes, you can love both. And that's the thing. I'm tired of people acting like one version is the only version that has any kind of credibility. Now, you posted here. Well, let me finish the.
Let's go through.
Let me finish the story. So he says, I want to see a Superman that shows us the way and shows what we're supposed to be. That's the best of us always. Johnson's criticisms are completely fair, but it's worth noting that his version of Superman in Action Comics is the fully fleshed out hero, right? So he has the benefit of not having to tell an origin story or tell a story of how like Superman figures out who he is.
Yeah,
or where he's going.
Lazy. Oh, what the hell, man?
He gets to come into a story that's already, established. So he's a fully fleshed out hero. While Cavill's Man of Steel was still learning the ropes. It's literally day one. So of course, Johnson's take on Superman is going to star the best version of the Kal-El imaginable.
The Kal-El.
While standing on the back of Legends, he speaks such Foul.
The Kal-El. The Kal-El.
Oh, gosh.
He's been the hero for years in his comic run. Meanwhile, Zack Snyder's Superman in Man of Steel was still learning what being the best of us always truly meant. There's no denying both Johnson's take on Superman and Henry Cavill's Superman are fairly different, but as Johnson mentioned, every writer's Superman is a little different. Now, the other thing I would say to that is even Zack Snyder said, look, by the end of his arc, Superman would be more of the traditional Superman who had gone through that, but that he wanted Superman to earn that I don't think anybody just wakes up one day and they're just perfect. They just get it. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see. Austin shared with me this tweet apparently. So let's take a look at what Philip tweeted. He says, okay. There's been a lot of noise made about today's CBR Screen Rant pieces. The latter with the inaccurate, sensationalized title, Superman writer thinks Zack Snyder's version was too relatable, and it's not letting up, so it might be worth addressing. Okay. Let's see. Whoops. Okay. Says that, is this two? Yeah, okay. It says that New York, is this up on the screen, guys?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Okay. He says at New York Comic Con last week, I appeared on a panel alongside friend and fellow DC Comics writer Steph Smash. At some point during the panel, I was talking about my version of Superman, and according to the transcription, I said the following: I guess it's very similar to the Christopher Reeve voice. Christopher Reeve, but more hulked out physically and in the context of these big epic scenarios. That version of Superman, when he smiles, there's no ego in it. There's no haughtiness to it. It's just, I'm your friend and I'm going to help you. Like when he catches her in the helicopter and she says, you got me, who's got you? And he just kind of smiles like everything's good. I've talked to people who really love the Henry Cavill kind of approach. I don't mean physically or his acting, but just the approach of the Man of Steel film in which he kind of is searching for himself. You might see him make a mistake or he gets opportunities to help, but he might not do it right away, or he's conflicted, you know. They like seeing a more relatable Superman, and that's not what I like at all. I want to see a Superman that shows us the way and shows us how we're supposed to be. That's the best of us always. The above quote is how I feel about Superman as he appears in Action Comics. I understand that Man of Steel is an origin story, and Clark was searching for himself in that film, and so we see him make mistakes. But that's not the version I'm writing in the current Action Comics. If I was writing an origin story, Clark probably would be making mistakes, but I'm not. By relatable in the above quote, I meant that Man of Steel Superman is struggling to figure out his place in the world and what, if any, responsibility he has for us. He's struggling the way that we might, in part because of the way his parents encouraged him to stay hidden. He doesn't even know if he's supposed to save people or let them die. Again, it's the very beginning of the Superman's career, and that's fine for the story they set out to tell in Man of Steel. But it's not a hero that I aspire to be like, or that I hope my son aspires to be like. And it's not the version in Action Comics right now. Our Superman knows his place in the world. He's here to help and do the right thing to inspire us. I think the show Superman and Lois is terrific, but one example of relatable in a way I don't prefer is when, spoilers, Clark takes one son to the fortress to finally teach him about his Kryptonian heritage, but not both. They're both his sons, but only the one with powers gets this amazing experience with his dad. That's a good point, actually, which in my opinion is a horrible parenting choice and not something Superman would ever do. Well, you know what? Parents make mistakes too, to be honest with you. And parents do stuff like that all the time because they're not perfect. See, I just don't feel like that just because you have superpowers to do anything that just means that you
should be perfect all around.
That you're infallible when it comes to your choices. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? That doesn't make it. That's like saying, well, ooh, you're rich and powerful, so you must make all the right parenting decisions. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, where's the excitement in that? Like, where's the intrigue when your hero makes all the right moves?
Yeah, that's just watching somebody go about their day and just not making any mistakes. It's obviously led to. It's obviously led. Yeah, it says it's obvious.
So they pretty much want Jesus. That's what they want. They want Jesus.
Yeah, that's what they want. Yeah, they want Jesus. It says it's obviously led to conflict in the family, hurt feelings, etc., which might make for good dramatic TV, but it showed very un-Superman-like judgment. It makes for good reading in a comic book too. Yeah. Like if you have no conflict, like, or hurt feelings in the family dynamic or anything, like that's gonna be some boring stuff to read. He says, I don't want to judge Superman's parenting skills. I want a super dad I aspire to be like always. My voice and vision for Superman is more in line with Christopher Reeve because, at least through the lens of the kid who first saw Superman in that movie, he's as gentle and compassionate as he is strong. Other perfect aspirational versions that I try to capture are like Grant Morrison, Frank Quietly's version in All-Star Superman, Mark Waid, Lynn Hill Hughes from Superman Birthright, key moments in Mark Waid, Alex Ross's Kingdom Come, or Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale's Superman for All Seasons, including the amazing feel-good moment from the Superman and Lois pilot. Thanks, my mom made it for me. The Snyder movies have made some great character moments that I love, and they always look unbelievable. Every visual is beyond perfect, and seeing Superman in them gives me the feeling of that's totally BA. I try to bring that same kind of feeling to Action Comics Superman without losing the character of Christopher Reeve's take, the capital H hero who exudes calm, humility, care, and wisdom, and who can instill faith and hope in anyone. I hope that's about all I have to say. If you prefer a different version of Superman, if your version of Superman inspires you the way mine does me, I sincerely think that's great, and I'm not interested in debating which one is correct or superior. I want Superman to inspire everyone, and DC Comics is all about the concept of the multiverse in which all versions of the characters you love can and should exist. I've replied to a ton of you about this today, but I work a lot. If you think I'm wrong about some of this, that is perfectly fine. Let's all just go on with our lives, truth and justice, and read the first issue of the Warworld Saga arc in Action Comics later this month.
Read my book.
Read my book. I like I said, I don't have an issue with having different versions, and I think that it does take all versions to make the world go round. That being said, I also though don't think that I just don't think that it makes sense to, like, because even when he's talking about there that, like, oh, but like he makes a mistake and it causes, like, hurt feelings and a conflict. Yeah, it does make for good TV, and it makes for good reading. That's what makes, like, good writing.
It's called drama for a reason.
Yeah.
But I will. Go ahead,
Austin. I was just going to say.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, my
one
bad.
of you go. One of you go. I don't care which one.
Not only does it make it relatable, but for me personally, it makes it a little bit easier to connect with him, not only as a human, but you can see the transitions of him going through what he's going through as a human and then going through what he's going through as Superman. So it's character development, and we need more of that with these heroes.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I think you're right. Is ratings worth it for the integrity of the character? I think that's what he's saying, because, like, honestly, I hate to bring it back up, but, like, you look at Titans and what they've done with those characters, they do not care about those characters and things like that. And I understand that, right? It's good for ratings, and there are cool moments in Titans, but they've completely lost the integrity of a lot of those characters, in my opinion, with the choices that they've made. So I think that's. And I will say he's, probably was a little aggressive on Cavill, but I actually agree with him in a lot of stuff. I mean, because for me, I've never cared about the Superman until Henry Cavill, so I do love Henry Cavill's version. But at the same time, I also see Philip's point in that, a lot of people see him as and wasn't he created as, like, a Jesus type allegory figure or something like that?
Yeah. Well, it's not. It's the messianic, thing. So I mean, for Christians, that's Jesus. For for Jews, it's it's a messianic thing, because the guys who created Siegel and Schuster, when they created him, they were Jewish, and that's why they created the character. I mean, they created it to be like that. The only, like I said, the only problem that I have with that is just, like, if you just write a character then, though, that doesn't have any challenges, I mean, like, what are you going to write about? You're just going to write about Superman saving cats up trees and like always doing the right thing and always saving it. Like, if there's no conflict, if there's no issue, then what's the point of reading it? because you for a story to I'm just talking for a story to make sense. You got to have some kind of conflict, and the conflict can't just be, well, the bad guy is just evil inherently and just comes and does something bad, and so Superman just has to always fight the bad guy because he's the good guy. Like, that story is going to get old after a while. I mean, if you go from character to character. Oh, I thought he froze.
Well, it's like the Attitude Era with pro wrestling. It's like it became passe. The old school era of just good guys versus bad guys, and we're breaking down the walls, and where you have heroes and anti-heroes. And I mean, they've done it in comics where they've had certain runs where the Batman is a cold-blooded SOB. You know what I mean? Like, they've done that where Superman isn't that character. And I get it. He's just saying that his character is the way it is, but it's just, I just don't like the way how it sounds so definitive on his part.
Sure.
It's like, well, my character's this and my character's that. It just seems real arrogant coming from that. You should have a little more humility, especially since you're not writing your own character. You are writing Superman, who has been written by, dozens of other great writers before, and I'm sure more and more writers afterwards. So I don't know. It's just, I feel like there should just be a little more. It just comes across as a little bit arrogant, in my opinion.
I agree, and I can, yeah.
Go ahead.
I was to say, okay, so why are you not letting the character evolve? Like, how many times has Batman evolved? How many times has Spider-Man evolved? How many times has Wonder Woman evolved? Why are we not letting Superman do the same thing? Like, this is the type of mindset of why people like look at Superman the way they do, that it's so boring, that he's so one note, because you have people like this. I mean, he's entitled to his opinion and he seems very passionate about the character, so I'm not taking that away from him. But it's this type of mindset to where eventually Superman is going to become a forgotten character eventually, because they won't let him evolve as a character to make him more relatable. It's like, what it just blows my mind that we're still having this discussion. It still feels like people don't know what they want with the Superman character. It just really frustrates me personally. Like, people can have their ideal Superman. Everyone can have, their own version of Superman. That's fine. But for you to say that this is the only and definitive Superman, this is the only one that matters. That's what it sounds like he's saying. He may not have meant it, but that's what it seems like.
Yeah, that's how it comes across. Yeah.
I love Cherie here says nobody always does the right thing. I mean, even God made roaches and mosquitoes, by the way. Just saying. Okay, I'll see myself out now. Yeah, but to see, and that's I guess what I'm saying. Like if you say that Superman has got to be, of course, here's RJ making comments.
RJ, where are you, dude?
Right. Says, considering the state of the world right now, I think we need a Superman that's brighter and can be ideal to strive for, towards something we can all learn from and aspire to be like. Okay, and why is that? Because Superman is the greatest superhero of all time, and he is that. But here's the thing:
have those in real life.
You notice though, nobody makes these arguments about any other superhero.
Exactly.
Nobody else puts that kind of pressure. Nobody puts that kind of pressure on any other hero, written, cartoon. Nobody pokes up and says, "Hey, you know what? Wolverine should be brighter and make a more ideal world to strive towards." And I mean, it's a character. It literally is it's a fictional character. And here's the thing: tell me why Superman always makes the right choice. Tell me the why. Tell me the why Superman is suddenly perfect. Like, what is it about Superman? Because it's not his DNA, and it's not even good upbringing, because there are plenty of people who grew up in farms in Kansas who still make bad choices every day because they're human.
So I think like he's not Jesus. Okay, here's the point to me is he's not Jesus. He's not a deity. He's not without sin, as we would want to say, right? So my point is that what I love about Man of Steel is Man of Steel shows him in that light where he's got to progress to be there, right? But even then, like, how can you think that somebody is just going to be perfect? Even Superman, like that just kind of blows my mind to just think, well, because even Christopher Reeve's Superman was not perfect. Christopher Reeve's Superman was egotistical and revengeful, and I mean, you look at Superman 2, he literally goes after that trucker that beat him up when he lost his powers. He didn't have to do that. He could have let that lie, man. But no, he gets his powers back. What's the last thing that he decides to do after he goes and puts the flag and everything back on top of the White House, right? He goes
every nerd's revenge fantasy.
I know, man. He goes back and he spins that dude around, puts him into a pile of mashed potatoes, and sends him flying down the counter into the pinball machine. Which, if it was a real life, he busts that glass, man. He would have been impaled on all the little bumpers and everything else, and the glass would have been in him and everything. And gives the guy at least a concussion because you hear the tweets, the Tweety birds and everything, which I think is silly, but it's the times, right? I get it. But you got the Tweety bird, kind of thing, and his eyes are rolling back in his head. The guy's at least got a concussion and a broken hand. And then even then, he crushes Zod's hand into a million pieces when he doesn't have to, because he literally should have just been able to walk into the thing, come back out and say, hey, I took your powers, right? But he didn't do that. He literally came back out, put on a whole, I've said this many times, he puts on a whole show. He acts like he's powerless and stuff. He kneels before Zod, takes Zod's hand, crushes it, picks him up, and tosses him into an ice shelf.
Yep.
Ooh, here's the best part. See, they think they're taking Superman's powers, but he reversed that shit and took their powers.
He flipped it and dipped it.
That's right.
So I just,
can I address
Cherie says Enosh the trucker is now on a farm upstate living out his days with Zod and Elsa and Nan. Who was second?
Oh, me. I would just say this is just a little thing. Can I address the mother made my costume nonsense? First of all, it makes no sense for his mother to make his costume because she can't make bulletproof costumes. So if she's making the costume and bullets are shooting at him and it's reflecting off his suit, how did his mother do that? How did his mother create a suit that can make it be bulletproof? So I don't want to hear that my mother made my costume, because it makes no sense.
She works for a military grade. It's explainable.
It's Kevlar.
Okay, Mary. Okay, I'll give you that. Yep, you're right. That I mean, it doesn't really change the point, but yeah. I mean, when the point is still he went back and did it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know you're messing with me,
and
but
again, he gave up his powers and risked the safety of the entire world over a woman.
Yep. Did the same thing in the first movie. Did the same thing in the first movie when he turned back time to save one woman. And also in that, I'm sorry, but time does not work that you just fly backwards and you turn the planet around. And the Earth spins. Like, time does not go forward because the Earth spins from one side to the other, right? So I mean, like,
it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And I'm the biggest dude. I love that movie, man.
So you're saying Superman the movie was full of crap?
Well, when it comes to that, yeah,
I thought
DL's
it was
got
historical
a point.
documentary. Like
historical documentary. Oh God.
Okay, but integrity. Why though? Like how is that a plan? It's not a plan. It's literally all like hype. Like Superman is presented there. Like, he doesn't have to do all that. He's literally going through theatrics at that point because he's already taken their powers away. So literally he could just step out and go,
do the same thing and say, "Gotcha, guys, you lost your powers." He doesn't have to go and like do the whole hunched over thing. Now, look, do I still love it? Integrity. I'm not taking it too literally because I love the movie. It's literally in my top 5 movies of all time that I love. So that's what you need to know, Integrity. I'm not just harping on the movie just to harp on the movie. I'm saying it's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I still recognize the issues with it. Is what I'm saying.
If we're gonna bust Actable back, let's do it across the board.
Yeah, that the thing is that there's really no reason for Superman to come out and act like if anything, Superman should now take care of things like as quickly as possible because Ursa's got her hand around Lois's neck. Okay?
Yeah.
And Superman doing that to him, I know everybody's acting like they're stunned and everything, but what happens if Ursa, even as a regular woman, because she may be a regular human now, but what if she decides to like take Lois down in that moment instead because she sees General Zod getting hurt?
Yeah.
I mean, like she may not have superpowers anymore, but you know,
still be able to do something.
Yeah, it's just some grandstanding. And like I get it. It's fun to watch. Look, it's funny. It puts a smile on my face, but like when I see when I see people taking like everything else over seriously and over serious and like hating on Zack Snyder's work for what he does, making it in a more real light, then I have to look at that and go, come on, you can't compare the two then. Stop comparing the two, I guess is my point. It's not that it can't exist, but stop comparing the two and acting like one is better than the other or one is right and one is wrong. That's my point.
They both have their merits, you know.
Yeah, I can see that.
Their ups and their downs.
Yeah. So I just I don't know. Like even like I appreciate his trying to clear it up, I guess, in the tweet, but I think even then it still goes to show that like that's Superman. That's fine and all, but why would you want to perfect anything? Why would you want to perfect anybody? Like reading or watching a perfect anybody is not entertaining.
Yeah. It's true.
Honestly, he did not clear up anything in that tweet. He's pretty much saying
I didn't think
a
so
nicer
either.
version of what he put in that article. What he wants is not a character. What he wants is a Mary Sue. That's what he wants.
A Gary Stew.
I think it's definitely possible to evolve the character when if he acts like that. It's just I do agree though that he came across as sounding like you said, like it was definitive, and it's not.
Yeah.
Look, integrity. You're missing my point, bro. I understand all this. What I'm saying though is I literally talk to people every day though that act like Superman is just chill there, where he's just not. That's literally for nothing but a grandstand in the movie. I recognize what it is, man. I recognize that it's more entertaining that way, but like it's literally a grandstand is what Superman's doing there.
Even Luther recognizes it.
Yeah, he's putting on a show, man. Like, and that's why it's in there, because he's putting on a show for the audience and also for those around, right? And so then he gets Lois involved and and everything, and Lois punches Ursa out and in the whole 9 yards. And so it is what it is. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. What I'm saying is that to act like Christopher Reeve's Superman then is perfect, and that like he never does anything egotistically or whatever, then it does miss that. I'm not just taking it literally. I'm just observing what's there, because that's what's there. So I don't know. I just for me, like Brian said, it all should exist. Like Cherie says, they can both exist. They should both exist. I would never try to take that away from anybody or anything. But
they can exist in a universe where they're not constantly being crapped on. Like, that's the thing. It's like, dude, are we done taking shots? It's been years. Like, come on, man. Like
that, and what's the point of reusing and recycling every single thing with every superhero. It's nice to have something different once in a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say Frank Miller would probably agree with you.
Well, there's people who hate Frank Miller for the Dark Knight. They absolutely hate it.
Yeah, well, they're
right.
wrong.
Yeah,
I mean,
so,
I personally didn't like how he wrote Superman, but I'm not like holding that against him. That's a version that people like, and that's fine. It's okay to have different versions, It's okay.
Yeah. EJC80 here. Welcome. Good to see you. Says in general audience. Says I'm general audience. I know nothing about comics and superheroes. For me, Superman was a stupid character until I watched Man of Steel, and that's for a lot.
I agree. I agree.
That's for a lot of people, and that's and look, if you go back in the comics for the last 40 years, Superman has been written more like he is in Man of Steel. Ever since 86, when John Byrne did the reboot and made it more about Clark Kent than just about Superman. Because Superman's not the real character. Clark Kent is the real character. Clark Kent is the kid who was raised, who went to school, who went to church, who went, who lived with his family. Superman wasn't doing those things. Superman wasn't showing up to school every day in his mom's suit that she made him.
Yeah, we don't talk about Kal-El all the time.
Exactly. So that's my point. Is that that's that. Yeah, no, and integrity. I'm not trying to rip everything apart either, because like I said, I love it, and I want to give that leeway. What I'm saying is when a writer of Action Comics kind of comes out and doesn't seem to understand that so much. I mean, it almost feels like even when he said it, he's kind of just giving lip service to it, And I just think that everybody's got to be able to have what they have. And I love the fact, though, that he did mention the fact that, there's a multiverse. And that's one of the things I love about the multiverse, is that there's room for everybody to have a Superman that they love, So Cherie says, "Oh, William's going to pop in and tell you that you're wrong about John Byrne."
Yeah, right. I was going to say, where's William for that one?
But he would be so wrong if he did. By the way, guys, I bought another set of that Man of Steel John Byrne set that I'm going to be giving away. It'll be the third set that we've given away, because people always ask me about like the Superman that I love and why I love that Superman.
Good one to check out.
It's a great set. It's 6 issues, and the new one that I have that I'm giving away, the set that I'm giving away now, has the special edition cover for the first one. Because there were 2 different covers. There was one with a regular cover, and then one that's got him opening. It's just the S shield of him opening the chest. So,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it is what it is. So that's that. So we're gonna go from controversial Superman news to controversial Spider-Man news.
Oh yeah.
Isn't all Spider-Man news controversial these days? No.
Oh yeah.
And I know.
Well, when I talk about it, apparently.
Cylon just joined us. And wants to know why Brian's shirt is up. Well, it's not just Brian. It's we got.
Hola, ¿Cómo estás?
We're bringing sexy back.
Dun.
I don't know how to act.
Dun.
We're in the red light district right here.
Yeah, what I want to know is where'd that red light come from?
Where didn't the red light come from?
Well, see, what he's doing is what he's doing is, Al, is he's actually reversing it. He's devoiding us of our powers so that he's safe in there.
That's right.
Oh, he flipped it and dipped it.
He flipped it and dipped it. By the way, RJ, I'm not completely wrong about this. You're not here to defend your ridiculous thoughts on this. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry, RJ. You need to sit down for this one, please.
I agree. I stand with RJ.
You're obviously in the chat.
And you need to sit down too, Austin. Sit down and sit.
You know what I love about this is I was teasing him in the Twitter chat, and like I really don't even think that way, but just messing with it. But he's like so serious. Why so serious?
Because heels don't work unless you have somebody to react to them.
Cylon says, "Hey, live your best life. I was just curious."
No, this is true.
How curious
solidarity.
are you though? How curious are you though? That's the question.
Yeah. Well, you know, pretty curious, man.
I'm just asking how curious Cylon is.
Oh, I would know the answer to that question. Sounds like something between him and his partner, his lover. remember those Will Ferrell skits with Rachel Dratch where they'd sit in the hot tub and be like, "With your lover,
lover." Those are great sketches.
Yes, I miss those.
All right. RJ laughing over here. All right, so now we're gonna get to Andrew Casale's favorite thing about how Tobey Maguire is gonna come in. He's gonna take over the Spider-Man franchise now.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
Is that what's happening? Or no? I guess not. No.
No. Sorry, Andrew.
You sure?
Sorry,
okay.
Andrew.
Tom Holland opens up about Spider-Man No Way Home and facing off against Alfred Molina. So, what is this right? Yeah. So here's the Entertainment Earth thing. We're probably going to get copyright claimed for this, just for showing it, just for going past it. Oh, it's a car
commercial.
Okay.
It's like
okay. All right. Tom Holland made a new friend on the set of Spider-Man No Way Home, or is that an old enemy? The 25-year-old actor suited up again for his third solo Spidey film, this one picking up after Peter Parker's secret identity went public in 2019's Far From Home. As Peter scrambles to take control of his life, he finds himself facing off against familiar foes, including Alfred Molina's Doc Ock, reprising his 8-limbed role from 2004's Spider-Man 2. Holland,
He has
who didn't
4
start...
limbs, first of all. He has 4 limbs, not 8. What is wrong with y'all?
Well, he's got the 4 back there, and then he's got his 4 regular ones. He's got 4 robot arms, and 4
he's got his
2 arms and 2 legs. Yeah.
So he's got 8.
All right,
8.
Moving on.
All
right, moving on.
So that's one strike against DL.
Oh man.
Oh, that won't be the last one. That won't be the last one, I'm sure.
All right.
Oh man.
Holland, who didn't start slinging webs until 2016, he was a late bloomer. Couldn't help.
That's what she said.
But geek out over the veteran Molina, calling him one of my favorite people I've ever worked with. It was really fun to watch him see how technology has advanced. Holland adds, when he was making these films, the arms were puppets, and when we did it, they're all imaginary and CGI, so you know they're going to suck. No matter what RJ says. That's a quote right there from Holland, actually. They're all imaginary and CG and suck. Just like RJ's opinions. No.
Savage.
It was quite cool to see. It says it was quite cool to see him relive it, but also relearn it. So here's a picture right here of Spider-Man and MJ.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I believe I can fly.
I believe I can touch the sky.
Or no. What's the monologue from Superman? Can you feel me?
Oh God, please don't.
Oh, what was that? Where
Can you read my mind?
Yeah, can you read my mind?
Can you read my mind? Do you know what it is you do to me?
Oh yeah, dude. What's up?
Jesus.
Yeah, she
That's what
actually
I'm saying
sang
right
that.
here.
She actually sang
Really?
that. Yeah. There's
wow.
there's a song of that. I mean, where she sings that. Can you read my mind? Do you know what it is you do to me?
Wow, I didn't know that. That's actually kind of cool. Like
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, like that's cool.
Yep, she actually sings it. It's actually pretty cool. Let's see. It's the nerd version of the full Monty. It's the half monthly. God knows what we'll get next month.
You wait, we'll find out.
Enash did the math. Yep. I thought it was 6 robot arms. No, it's just 4. What's up, Big Dub Reactions? Good to see you, man. Whoops.
That's General Grievous.
Enash is toxic. RJ.
Because the taste of your lips
right. Yes. This is the scene where MJ dies.
Yep.
And it's long overdue.
I can see it.
It's actually the scene where both of them die. And
Don't
it's
ever
all
let
overdue.
go. And then
Wait,
he
what?
makes a bad Titanic reference.
Yes. Where's the armpit webs? That's a good question. Where's the armpit webs? That's what I like to call them too.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't like to shave. Okay, just chill.
Not on you.
Oh God.
You know what? You're right, Paul. Zendaya is really selling that shot. She's selling that shot. She looks like her stomach just sunk through the floor. Like she's
She's reading all those Dune reviews.
She's selling it more than Kirsten Dunst, that's for sure.
Whoa, hey now.
Yeah.
For
Agree
real.
with you on that.
Look, she's got her knee up she got her leg up like all the way behind her there. Like, yeah. It's
That's not the only role I'm on.
Spider-Man's just like, yay, we're going for a ride. All right. Yep. That mix of past and present is key to No Way Home in theaters December 17th. Although the actor won't reveal exact plot details, the film's trailer has hinted at some potential crossover shenanigans, mixing elements from both the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield films. For Holland, it's an opportunity to pay tribute to previous iterations of the character while also taking Peter in a new direction. One where he won't be there. One that he won't be there. The first film, director John Watts and I were sort of flying by the seat of our pants, Holland says. This one, I think we both felt really confident, so we were able to relax. We actually had so much more fun on this one than we did on the previous two because we knew it was all coming to an end. In No Way Home, Peter is trying to juggle his newfound infamy, schoolwork, and his burgeoning relationship with MJ. Now, here's the thing. If everybody knows you're Spider-Man, do you go back to school?
No. I think you go to like full-time avenging at that point.
They really going to send him back to school?
I mean, did he turn 18? Yeah.
No, not yet. He's still in school. And they showed him in school.
So probably because he's still a minor, he's still got to go to school, you know?
But he's Spider-Man.
Well, they're not going to just be like, hey, you're Spider-Man.
I would
No
think
more
that, like, he
school.
would at least like homeschool or something, you know? Like,
He's got a super suit and super strength and webs.
Maybe the Stark Foundation, like, I don't know.
What are they gonna do? They're gonna
like gives him some money for like a tutor or something. Yes, Shuri Enosh, co-author of the EW article. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, I think Andrew here is like, the dude's almost an adult. Enough with high school, but he still has to finish high school, dude. Like, he still has to finish it.
Well, the actor's 25, so yeah.
Well, yeah. It says he turns to Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange for a magical fix, inadvertently triggering a cascade of universe-threatening problems, adding mystical portals and sorcerers to Spider-Man's normally down-to-earth world, which we have never seen in the MCU, allowed Holland and Watts to get more inventive than ever. And Holland teases that the fight scenes are a lot more visceral and a lot more hand-to-hand combat. No Way Home marks Holland's third solo Spidey appearance, and story-wise, the actor calls it a conclusion to his trilogy, wrapping up the narrative he and Watts first introduced in 2017's Homecoming. We were all treating No Way Home as the end of a franchise. Let's say, he adds, I think if we were lucky enough to dive into these characters again, you'll be seeing a very different version. It would no longer be the Homecoming trilogy. We would give it some time and try to build something different and tonally change the films. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But we were definitely treating No Way Home like it was coming to an end. And it felt like it. Here's Peter Parker getting ready to fart.
He's judging from a distance.
Some web shooters back there.
He's a little gassy. When he farts, do webs come out?
Doctor Strange will make one of those little portals so it won't hit him.
It's like, wow! I never thought about that, man. You can make a fart portal. You make a fart portal so that fart goes to somebody else. Like
the scent goes away, and it's just kind of like you see this little.
Did I freeze? I froze. Didn't I? Yeah,
you can still see you. You can still see you.
Crickets.
Did you breathe? No, you're still
back.
moving.
Hey, we'll see you next week on the Muppet Show. Yay!
It was
That's one of
farting
the
all
worst
over you,
drops
Austin.
you've
That was
ever-
terrible.
That's pure cinema.
Pure cinema.
I was trying to block it with my mind.
I hated it. So
Holland adds that he felt that finality while filming, especially during one of his last days on set, shooting a scene with Zendaya and Jacob Batalon, who's reprising his role as Peter's best friend Ned. When the scene finally wrapped, all three actors found themselves getting emotional because everyone had died. We've been making these films for 5 years now, Holland explains, and we're absolutely done. We've had such an amazing relationship, the three of us. We've been with each other every step of the way. We've done every single film, every single press tour. So this one scene, we didn't know if this would be the last time we were all working together, because it will be, and we all died. It was heartbreaking, but also really exciting because we're all moving into the next chapter of our careers, away from Spider-Man, because we're kind of done and over it. So sharing that moment with them was maybe the best day I've ever had on set. I don't think I've cried like that ever, because we were finally saying goodbye to the Spider-Man franchise. Still, he adds, just because he spent the last 5 years perfecting his web slinging didn't mean that he could let himself get complacent. If you're not willing to focus and do the prep work, you're going to get called out, Holland says with a laugh, because when you're dealing with magic spells and dimensions, it really gets complicated. So,
I mean, this is EW though. Like,
I'm sorry, the first
pretty
comment.
reputable. I would like to open for Tom Holland. What?
Ditto.
Hey now.
Hey now.
So, yeah. So, anyways,
Nice.
Okay. Here's the thing. I know I've been teasing and kind of joking around. So this can mean a couple of things, right? This could absolutely mean a couple of things. I don't think he's done either. I've been giving RJ a hard time all day, but that's not what I think. I mean, obviously they're going to do more. He's not going to be done. We all know it. RJ's sitting here defending ideas that nobody's coming against.
Well, it's like the Eagles. How many times did they say they were farewell?
Yeah, they're gonna try to do the college trilogy next. I mean, they're not gonna let him go. But it is kind of weird that like they're trying to put this facade like, oh, it's done. Like, I don't know if we're coming back. I don't know what we're gonna do. Whatever. Like RJ here with a $20 super chat. RJ with a $20 super chat says the reason they're talking about finality is because initially it did seem like this was the end due to Sony and Disney. We know Holland has more movies he signed on for, plus Venom 2. Remember, college is next for Tom. Watch. Now, one thing I will disagree with you, though, man. Like, I don't think that just because Venom is going to show up in the MCU that it means that like he's going to get another movie, because Venom could literally just show up for No Way Home and be done. Like they could solve that issue, send them all back to their multiverse, and stuff. So I don't think that necessarily has to be that. But
you know what they're gonna do? It'll be on J. Jonah Jameson's like TV show, and it'll be like one of those little tickers across the bottom of the screen, and that'll be our Venom Easter egg. And they'll be like, "Did you guys see it?"
There's a big giant black muscle bound Spider-Man looking thing that's like floating around and everything, and so yeah. Yeah, no, I agree, man. Like they're going to definitely try to do the college thing. According to RJ, I mean, we're going to be, looking at MCU movies for the next 40 to 50 years. So, they'll have Spider-Man nursing home.
Right?
Peter Parker finally has to be committed to a nursing home, MJ has passed, and you go to Spider-Man's room, and say hi to him. He's like, I was one Spider-Man. I used to swing with a web.
Watch me shoot it.
She's just to fall asleep.
Tony, Mr. Stark, I'm cold, Mr. Stark.
Happy, stay away from my aunt.
Yeah, right. Stay away from my aunt. Stay away from my aunt. Spider-Man almost home.
Spider-Man nursing home.
Spider-Man dies and goes to heaven. It's Spider-Man welcome home.
Oh gosh. Tony Stark's still sitting there with his real heart.
Spider-Man welcome home.
Grandma, what was it like?
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. There's Uncle Ben. There's Uncle Ben waiting for me. Just beyond them pearly gates. I'll swing right from them pearly gates right up into heaven.
His parents.
Saint Peter, we have the same name. It's amazing.
Oh man, and all the Spider-Mans are gonna be there. Toby,
Morgan.
Andrew.
God.
Yeah, all the Spider-Mans will be there.
They'll be holding hands, singing songs.
Yes,
and they'll find the stations, and then they'll build a time machine. And they'll come back and rock the Battle of the Bands against Primus. Little God gave rock and roll to you.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Yeah, Spider-Man finally hits home. We
have to play death in a game of Twister.
Best 2 out of 3. Look, I don't understand. I don't understand why Tom Holland's making a big deal about this. Like we're not doing. I mean, unless he really is just like trying to mess with people. Hey, it is Disney. We'll get Spider-Man Home Alone. That'll be the sequel to
Home Alone.
Home Sweet Home Alone. So,
oh my God, what was that?
that was pure nightmare fuel.
You guys aren't excited for Home Sweet Home Alone?
Oh dear God, no!
Come on, guys.
No, we're not.
Home Alone, No Way Home.
Home Alone, No Way Home, Sweet Home Alone.
I didn't want to see another Home Alone movie after the second one. It's like, no more. I can't do this.
Right?
Home Alone, Civil War.
It's the same shit over and over again.
I got a question though about that. Are they bringing back Lloyd and Harry?
No.
Or
no. Didn't you see the trailer?
No,
it's pretty
I
much a
didn't
reboot,
care. I was so just detached from it. I was like, because they lost.
Detached as you were detached from your shirt.
They lost me at seriously the third one with French Stewart and that other kid. I don't remember, but I just know French Stewart was in the third one. It was god awful.
Yeah,
Brian looking awfully
bad
sexy
as me with the hashtag hand bro. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It's like Britney Spears on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm a slave.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
No. So okay. So as Zeka here says, I'm actually more excited for Dune because our RJ was like, can we at least agree that No Way Home is the most anticipated movie for the rest of the year? I can't wait, man. Look, I mean, I'm excited for it. I just don't understand why. I get it to a point, but it's not your most anticipated movie, DL.
No, did you watch my video?
I did. I watched your video.
I'm sorry. I did not see your video yet. I'm sorry. Well, give me Jordan says, and you're demonetized. Thank you. No, okay, so what was your video? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Okay, so it all started when the trailer came out and everyone was freaking out. And I watched the trailer and I was like, and then I made this whole video of why the trailer did not get me excited. And then it went into this is probably the most overhyped movie I've ever seen. And it's mainly based on theories that people are hoping to happen instead of judging the movie of what it actually is going to do. And so I'm afraid when this movie comes out and there's a possibility that stuff won't happen that people want to happen, everyone's going to freak out. And I'm going to be
Yep.
over here being like, I told y'all to lower your expectations because Marvel doesn't give you everything you want, do they? I said from the beginning, you better level your expectations. I don't think they never confirmed Toby and Andrew's gonna be in there. They didn't
This is
confirm
true.
this, but y'all gonna be like, "Oh, it's Mephisto. Oh, it's
Diao.
Doctor Strange from What If."
You're so
I'm
right.
telling y'all,
So what you're saying is it
y'all
should be
need to
right.
called.
calm down.
So what you're saying is Paul's right here. It should be called Spider-Man. I'd rather be home.
Yeah, I'm gonna be home. And then on top of
Dude.
that, we've been talking about this for a long time, and RJ is going to disagree with me. He's going to get his panties in a bunch with this. But Tom
But it don't
Holland,
matter because he ain't here.
GL, calm down, dude.
We got
But
shirtless.
Shots
We got
fired.
panties in a
Tom
bunch.
Holland. I mean, we're already there, bro. But like, Tom Holland is not. Tom Holland is not as developed as he should be as Spider-Man. I'm telling you, we haven't spent enough time with him by himself before they started throwing in all this Avengers stuff, and he doesn't do jack shit in the Avengers movies anyway. So I didn't understand the point of them going out of their way and getting Spider-Man in these Avengers films when he's not even doing much in them. And then in his own movies, that's when the Avengers characters take over his own film. So it's like, so if this is going to be the last one, which it won't be, that's a waste of Tom Holland because we barely knew you, kid. We barely knew you.
Facts.
Right on
No,
the
you're
money.
not wrong. Because
I agree.
that's a track record. Everything that's Marvel's done to this point has been a rickroll. I mean, I would be totally surprised if that was like the closing credits for that movie. Just never gonna give you up, and we're just gonna be like, where's the post credit scene?
It's gonna end like The Sopranos.
You do sucks as if Mephisto doesn't show up. I riot.
Right?
If I hear Mephisto one more goddamn time, I swear to God.
Listen, DL, you know that fly on the wall was Mephisto, okay? You know it, and you just don't want to admit it. I know you know.
Oh,
He
I
was the
can't wait to
cicada.
see. I can't wait to see your nerd tears after you realize that he's not in the movie,
The nerd
and y'all
tears.
were overhyping him for no reason.
It's gonna be the next Last Jedi. Mark.
Man.
Gee.
All right. Well,
He ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. It just ain't gonna happen. Like
heresy.
RJ says. He says
I think
heresy.
Andrew and Toby are for sure in that movie.
Nah.
They
Okay,
stay in there.
all right.
They in
It
there.
ain't
Whatever
gonna
you
happen.
say.
They're in there.
Whatever
I
you
thought Hayden
say.
Christensen was gonna be in one of the sequel trilogy movies. I was wrong too.
Hey, Austin is so serious. He put his shirt back on.
It got a little
Yeah.
chilly. It got a little chilly. I got
Well,
the
he's like-
fan going. It's
He's like, no. This
Well,
ain't gonna happen. They
the
ain't
nipple
gonna happen.
really
getting a little
stings.
too hard.
I thought we were shirtless brothers, but that's okay. You know what? I'm gonna take off. I actually really do need to get going. So,
All right, man.
Yeah, me too.
take it easy,
actually.
guys.
I gotta-
Hey,
Y'all have a
Brian.
great night. Love you.
All right, guys.
Love you too, man.
Chat.
Good talking to you as always.
You're beautiful.
You're
All right.
beautiful. You're beautiful.
It's true.
Yeah.
Caden says Toby and Andy are not in the movie.
Kid, get out of here. Get out.
Look, I would
Just get out.
love for them to be in this film too. But RJ, are you prepared? Like he says there is zero reason to doubt that Toby and Andrew aren't in this.
I agree.
Wait, hold on. Let me put that sentence together. There is zero reason to doubt that Toby and Andrew aren't in the. That's a double negative.
Oh, come on, RJ. Come on.
There's been dude. There hasn't been any set photos. Like
There's
it's all
some photos of
speculation.
Andrew. That was Andrew. They confirmed like that is.
Oh,
that ain't a
they did
fake,
not.
That is
No.
not CJ. Oh yeah.
They did
Oh,
not
yeah.
confirm that. They did not confirm.
Well,
that
they
that
didn't
was
come out
real.
and they didn't confirm, but I mean it's pretty obvious. That's
Actually, I saw something
It's
to the
Andrew.
exact opposite that said that it was actually from his movie, and it was just
How?
released stuff.
his hair is completely different. He looks a different way. Like it doesn't match up.
The guy who
They
did that even did a tutorial on how he did that deep fake.
Yeah, that it was a deep fake.
Oh, the deep fake, yes, but the picture is real.
But the picture is from the deep fake.
What?
Yeah.
What? RJ, where are you? Help! I know it's real.
No.
It's real. I do believe in fairies.
EJC here says Muschietti confirmed Toby and Andrew are in the Flash movie.
Yep, that's true as well.
Crossover verse.
Caden says the deep fake dude was lying.
The deep fake dude was lying. Okay, so everybody's lying except for what you guys want. Okay. Look, I want them to be in the movie. I want them to be in the movie. I think it'd be interesting if they're in the movie. But again, to DL's point, if they are, like, everybody else in Spider-Man's movie is more interesting than Spider-Man.
I look, I don't disagree with that. Like, the MCU movies have done wrong by Spider-Man, and Tom Holland has, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of Tom Holland. But I mean, no, I don't disagree with that at all.
I mean, if they are in the movie, and you got Electro, and you got Green Goblin, and you got Doc Ock, you know, and all these different people and everything, then that's
yeah, that feels like
that's like worse than Spider-Man 3, because like you've literally packed it with everybody but Spider-Man. Like, I mean, it's other Spider-Man, but it's not Holland Spider-Man. Like, we
don't even know how long the movie is either yet.
The movie's 12 hours long.
Oh my god.
Because they got to devote 45 minutes to Tom Holland, so the movie's got to be 12 hours long for it to actually make sense. Right? That's the point. Who cares about Tom, right? But like Andrew doesn't care as long as Toby is the main Spider-Man in it, and that's, you know. Sorry,
Andrew. Toby.
Okay, so You Do Suck says that deep fake tutorial was a troll. And I mean, and You Do Suck said it. I don't believe RJ when he says deep fake experts said it wasn't a deep. What experts? Show me the paperwork. Show me the Carfax. Show me the Carfax. RJ's betting the farm on it's real. He's betting the farm on it's real.
I think it's real.
I don't know. See, that's a funny thing. I don't care. Like if they're in the movie, I'm excited for it because I think it's a nerd thing to be able to see all of them in it. But you know, I warned you. I warned you, RJ. If you didn't show up, someone would show up to crush your dreams and to crush your thoughts. And before I allow him to do that, I am going to read the super chat from Il Divino Vega for $4.99. Thank you, sir, for the super chat. It says, "What's good, everyone? Always great to catch y'all live on Poindexter Lounge. So, question: does the success of No Way Home rely on the trio of Spidey? If they don't have the trio of Spideys in this, people are going to revolt.
Oh, it's going to
people
take
are
a
going to
massive
be
dip,
ticked because they've convinced themselves, absolutely convinced themselves that it's absolutely. RJ is betting the farm on it. RJ, like, we won't see RJ if it doesn't happen. RJ will go into a little corner somewhere in his house where the villain from Sinister will have him bound and gagged for 5 days or something like that, trying to convince him to do horrible atrocities because he's convinced himself so horribly that it'll be so bad. It'll be like RJ will actually go see the new Halloween movie. That's how bad it will be.
Kevin Feige has a safe house ready for him.
Yes.
Dear God.
Oh, come on. I didn't even say Spider-Man 3. What are you talking? What?
Oh, well,
I did. Spider-Man 3 is overloaded with too many. Venom shouldn't have been in that movie, and Sam Raimi even said so. So come on.
Right.
Come on. Dude, it's I love Sandman. I love Sandman, but New Goblin, that's dumb. Come on. Can we just admit, let's call it the way it is. I even said earlier, man, I can look at Superman stuff and say Superman 2 is one of my favorite movies of all time. But even I look at that and go, okay, here are the good parts, here are the silly parts, but I love it because it all makes up the whole, right? So let's just be honest when we're talking about stuff. That's all I'm talking about. But hey, RJ, I warned you. I warned you.
I know. I know.
Okay, I warned you, man. That if you didn't come in to defend your ridiculously over the top ideas about Spider-Man, that
Poor RJ. What have you done to deserve this treatment? I love RJ. I'm just messing with RJ, but because I actually agree with some of what RJ says. But I warned you, and I told you if you say his name 3 times, he's like Candyman. He kind of looks like Candyman. He'll come out and he will he's gonna crush your dreams, man. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, William the Wise. William.
Wow, Candyman intro. What I saw the chat. What's going on with RJ? I just saw like a bunch of
Okay. So RJ. So did you see the Spider-Man news today?
Oh well, Tom Holland's interview.
Yes, and Tom Holland kind of acting like, oh, it's coming to an end, possibly. We don't know if we're going to do any more. Kind of feeding that kind of like BS line about that. We know he's going to do more, right? But I was teasing him in our private chat because like I didn't say anything all day, and like all of a sudden I see everybody talking about the Tom Holland thing, and of course RJ's got his feelings on it, that they're just going to continue forever. And so they're going to go straight to the college years. It's like going to be like Saved by the Bell, the college years, and so, but I told him, I warned him because, I don't know what's going to come next, man. I don't know what's going to come next. What do you think is going to come next?
I think Holland is going to be around. I do think he'll do a second trilogy to where he's moving on in the second phase of his life. But I think I've always said that this is going to be told from the Sony's point of view. It will be a more local story with Spider-Man, his rogues gallery, and not a whole bunch of other clutter from another universe because at this point, he's established. You're not going to unsee Tom Holland's Spider-Man. So any advantages he got from being in the MCU, those connections are going to be there as long as Tom Holland wears that costume. But what Sony has been doing, and they've been doing it right in front of our faces, is building a infrastructure to put him in. So that they can tell their stories, produce their movies. Because, like I said, the version that we see now with Tom Holland is pretty much ran by Marvel. Even though they do it with the permission of Sony, it's Marvel telling the stories. And I think that they have slowly built up the infrastructure so that this next phase of Spider-Man will be from their point of view. Now, whether they sign sub deals or whether they're being able to use, him and things if they need him, or some of the characters like Morbius and Blade, things like that, those will be side deals. But the main part of them building this entire universe is to put Spider-Man in it, because it's like they grew him in somebody else's garden and now it's ripe and ready to go, and now they're pulling him out of that garden and putting him into theirs. Yeah. I've always said that. I mean, and that's just not just an opinion, because I prefer for Sony to take him back and tell Spider-Man stories, but that's just based on what I've seen. I can only go on what I've seen, and these characters and the success of Venom is just going to bolster people. People think that everybody needs the MCU, but if you're a CEO, you're betting on yourself, or you wouldn't have a job. You're betting on that you can do this on your own, and that you can do this with the character that you license. So, yeah, I definitely think Tom Holland will be around, but I don't think you're going to see him as the sidekick to every old school Marvel character.
Well, that's what we were talking about. Like, it's in this third movie. I mean, basically they've now like just overloaded it with other characters now, to the point. And like, and if the other two Spider-Men do show up, like, Holland has still yet to prove himself as like actually being Spider-Man. Like, he's, even in his own movies, it's an ensemble film where he's not the focus. Like, everybody else,
that guy's glasses. And
everybody else is the focus.
Glasses that are the focus. So yeah, and that's the main thing, and that's what I really, Marvel MCU is going to do. I have to know what his point is.
I don't know.
It was scrolling by so fast today. I was trying to catch up to it, but then I just figured what was arguing. But no, I think that's the biggest thing, is that Marvel is going to do what they want to do for the narrative of their storyline. And nobody's really looking out for Spider-Man as a character on his own merits. Every piece of Kevin Feige's puzzle works towards a central goal, whereas that's not necessarily how Spider-Man needs to work, or should work for that matter. So, but like I said, I think what he said today, it doesn't really move the needle for me. I think that Sony is going to start producing their own Spider-Man movies.
Mm-hmm. You still think that he's just going to go over to Sony?
Yeah, because he's already with Sony. He's never signed a deal with Disney. Sony pays him, so he's not leaving Sony. He would just stay with Sony. So yeah, I think he's gonna be there.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, because
I don't-
Sony. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to Sony, but I definitely don't think
He's not going to. He's with Sony.
Or that. I don't think that. I mean, I still don't think that Sony is going to take back making like the movies fully again.
Why
with him.
wouldn't
I still think I still think he's gonna be with Marvel. I do. I just
why? Okay, in order to say that, you have why? Where is the business reasons at this point for them to stay with Marvel, or for them not to produce their own universe now that they have proven success?
The first and only Spider-Man movie to make $1 billion was with Marvel.
Why they didn't get all that? They didn't in that movie.
No, they did. No, they didn't. But I mean, that showed that they can handle the character better than Sony, in my opinion.
Not necessarily. The best Spider-Man movie is not even a Marvel and MCU movie. And why would you have your job? Why would you have your job if you didn't think that you could do the best with an IP you owned?
Look, I don't even think it's necessarily all that. I think it actually goes back to the fan reaction. When you and we've talked about this, right? The fan reaction a couple years ago when it was gonna be like, oh, Holland may not do a third Spider-Man movie in the MCU. You know, people flipped. There was this whole like. I honestly thought that like if Sony did that and made a Spider-Man movie, like it would flop. Nobody would go see it.
But see, what they did is a transition. Now what they're doing is that part of that deal is that he transitioned out. So it wasn't a cut and dry. You're not just cutting off your arm and bleeding to death. There's a transition. And if there's a smooth transition, they'll be fine.
But then how do you explain why is Venom showing up now in the MCU?
Because you have this cluster, or I'm about to say drop the F-bomb. You have this cluster F of a multiverse that's opening up to your celestial galactic storyline. All that's going to be reset back. None of the stuff with Venom, none of the stuff with the multiverse is permanent. That's all temporary. So all these characters, no matter who shows up in the multiverse, they're all going back to where they came from. That is the whole point of the storyline. That is, whenever you see characters coming over like this, that's the problem that needs to be fixed. That's not the permanent. That's the problem. You know, and if you follow, I mean, like I said, in comics, they generally call it the coexistence principle. They can all coexist in different universes until somebody tries to bring the properties of one over to the other or tries to merge. And then what generally happens is you start breaking. I described it to RJ. I don't know if you were there for his stream. It's imagine a vase with a crack on it on one side. Now, eventually, that vase is going to deteriorate and it's going to crumble. And it doesn't matter where that crack is. It could be on one side of the universe. It doesn't matter. The integrity of that vase is going to crack. And so these heroes, that is the goal of the heroes, they have to stop their multiverse, or else your entire multiverse is destroyed. That's what the multiverse of madness is. So Venom being, none of these characters are the 10 Spider-Mans that are going to be there. They'll make appearances. They may even be in a couple movies, but it's not a permanent status quo. It is a lead-in to the celestial galactic level Kang level type stories that they're going to be telling you, because the Celestials are going to come as a result of this. Because remember, mankind is their experiment, and now mankind is doing all kinds of funky stuff, time traveling, screwing up, taking gems and stuff out of their own time, trying to merge the multiverse, what Doctor Strange does. And if mankind is doing this, their experiment is doing this, their experiment is a threat to the multiverse. So yeah, they're going to see it as there. So this multiverse thing is not going to last. So Venom's not going to stay in the MCU as like that. So
I just okay. Well, then I think if anything, I do think that, and I think somebody said in the chat here that you know, Sony may take over the main story again for Spider-Man, but that Marvel will stay. It will still be set in the Marvel universe.
That's fine. That's a semantic that I go over with RJ. It will still be. It's just like they're all in New York. Every Spider-Man comic for the most part takes place in the same city that Daredevil and Fantastic Four are in. But yet when I turn a page in Amazing Spider-Man, I don't see those characters every day. They're all happening, coexisting, and that's fine. But it will be from the point of view of Sony. So instead of having Spider-Man, and we have a Spider-Man movie about Iron Man's underwear, his magical powers, or something like that. We actually have a Spider-Man story. Now, it can be set in the MCU. So when Spider-Man crosses a department store and he sees a TV or something like that, he can see all that stuff on the news. He still exists, but those stories won't include those people. They won't revolve around other people. You know, like Spider-Man Far From Home revolved around literally a dead guy's glasses. He was upstaged in his own movie by a dead guy's glasses. That's not going to happen if you're telling the story from the Sony narrative. They'll still have a loose agreement because there's still probably things that, you know, even like for Secret Invasion or things like that, that Marvel would like to use him for. But right now, Marvel produces Spider-Man solo movies. That's what I think is going to end. Regardless to where he's actually set, I think they are setting themselves up.
Okay, that's why I disagree. So I think Marvel will still stay on as producers, but like I said, Sony will take over the story aspect.
No, Sony will produce the Spider-Man solo movies. Marvel will produce the movies that, like, say if they use him for a Secret Invasion, then he's in a Marvel or MCU movie. They'll produce that, but the production of the Spider-Man solo movies will be Sony.
What about the characters of you know, like Ned and RJ and MJ and all those? Are they with Marvel or with Sony?
No, those are all Sony characters.
Okay. Because that was something somebody else brought up in another conversation. They won't be able to, like, if they did that, they wouldn't be able to use Zendaya's MJ and
every Spider-Man movie that Zendaya has been into has been a Sony movie. Every solo Spider-Man movie that Tom Holland has been in has been a Sony movie. It is done in conjunction with Marvel, but it is a Sony movie. Those are Sony properties. Those aren't Marvel properties as far as that goes. They own every character that is associated with Spider-Man. So, and it's like 900 characters. So Zendaya, when she's doing a Spider-Man solo movie, that paycheck's coming from Sony. Same thing with Tom Holland. You know, and there's what.
Sorry, hit the wrong button.
Is there something that contracts with Sony that prevents Tom Holland from having a fully realized solo movie without guest appearance? No, because he's under contract with them. If I understand.
Well, then so if you're saying that, why is it then that people are saying that Zendaya and or Zendaya or whatever and Ned and all that, like, that they can't be in a Sony?
Because
RJ just said it. Yeah.
No, those people appeared in Sony movies. Those people, everybody you just mentioned, has appeared in Sony movies. Their first appearance of those characters are in Sony movies.
Love you, Cherie.
Far From Home, Homecoming, those are wholly Sony movies. Those are Sony films. MJ is a Sony property. Spider-Man is a Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, The Rose, anybody you want to bring up. Those are all Sony properties. You know, that's why you haven't seen those. That's why those characters aren't in other movies yet. In order for those characters to be in the broader MCU, there has to be a contract or an agreement between those two. Like, so for Morbius, if they want to use Morbius for Blade, right? That sounds like an attractive match. There has to be an agreement because Morbius is a Sony character. Michael Keaton's Vulture is not. When did you see Michael Keaton's Vulture in an MCU movie? You haven't. He's been entirely in a Sony movie. The only character that has gone both ways is Spider-Man, and that's because of the agreement. You know what I mean. Don't do that.
Well, hey, Superman's going both ways this week, so
okay, but the only character that has been used across both platforms has been Spider-Man himself, and that is because of the deal that's in place. But those other characters are in Sony movies. Those are their characters.
Mm-hmm.
No, they, like I said, they have the right. Like even Kingpin. If they wanted to have tamed Kingpin, they could have. Kingpin first appeared in a Spider-Man comic. He's a Spider-Man villain. Amazing Spider-Man number 49, I believe. He's a Spider-Man villain. But that just wasn't a character that they ever grabbed or there was a deal in place. But the Kingpin is a spy. He's not a Daredevil enemy. It doesn't matter. Okay. They're Marvel versions of those characters in Sony's movies.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't understand what the misinformation is on this either, William, because I agree with you. Like, Sony owns those characters. Sony owns MJ. If they use MJ, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
because that's MJ.
Ned was in Infinity War as part of the agreement that allowed them to use Spider-Man as that narrative. They
Now,
can do
tell
that.
me this. Is Ned though a is that a character though, or did they just
Ned Leeds is a character. He's a hobgoblin. He eventually ended up becoming a version of the hobgoblin.
So he is a Spider-Man character.
He
Ned
is a Spider-Man character that
because I don't remember Ned. I don't remember Ned as being
in the
a
comic books. He doesn't look anything like that. He's Ned Leeds. He's Ned Leeds, and he ends up becoming framed up to be the Hobgoblin. But no, Ned Leeds was basically like they leased him pretty much. Marvel pitched their story, and they said we needed these characters to tell this story, and Sony said okay. But Ned Leeds is a Sony. That is their character. You know, every character that you've seen MCU use in their movies, they got permission from Sony.
Yeah, and see, and I understand that as being that, because I mean, like, that's the whole point of the deal that they have. Sony owns the rights to all these characters. Literally, I think it's like 900 characters.
900 characters, and Ned Leeds is one of them. But they have a working agreement with Marvel, so if Marvel says we needed this character for this story narrative, Sony's if they don't have a reason to say no, they're not going to.
Okay,
But
so
all of
RJ's
those
saying
characters-
here. So RJ's saying here, Sony owns Mary Jane Watson, MJ, not Michelle Jones.
No,
which is a Marvel
okay, it
character.
doesn't matter if it's Mary Jane Zebra. She appeared in a Sony movie. She appeared in that movie. She didn't appear in Avengers. She didn't appear in an MCU movie. She appeared in a Sony movie.
But he's saying Michelle Jones. Now, is Michelle Jones a created thing?
Okay, but where did Michelle Jones? What movie did she appear in? What studio was the movie she appeared in?
No, I get that, but I'm saying though, is Michelle Jones a made up thing for those
Oh, he's
movies?
joking. It's LOL. Okay. I don't know, but like I said, anything that you saw on the screen during those 3 solo movies is Sony. Period.
Hold on,
It could be
hold on.
me.
Oh.
If I appeared as the garbage man on the street as part of that Sony storyline, I am now a Sony property. It's just, that's I
Wait, but then so then Iron Man and Doctor Strange and all these guys are
okay. That is part of the deal because Iron Man and Doctor Strange came over. But remember, that's part of their coexistence. That's part of their deal. They pitched the story, and Sony can say, "Yeah, sure." That's what they did. They said, "Yeah, you can use Iron Man. Sure, we don't mind Iron Man because they were producing. They produced those movies, but it was still a Sony movie. Just because Marvel produces a property doesn't mean that Sony doesn't still own that property. They just have a very good working agreement up to a certain point. But at some point, they're going to want to do their own thing. I mean, what company wouldn't?
I can honestly see them doing their own trilogy for the college. And if they need to, maybe put them in another Avengers movie or something like that once in a while. But that's pretty much it.
But they call her MJ. If they call her MJ, they can't just call her MJ.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
It's real to me.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, look, I actually, the more I think about it, I see the benefit of Sony taking over the college trilogy because it should be tonally different. It should be more mature.
And
Different.
it
It shouldn't be as
Spider-Man.
Marvel. Right,
And
exactly.
it should just
exactly.
be Spider-Man. Because the
I
more
agree.
you keep doing this stuff in the other thing, in the MCU, we never just get to see Spider-Man.
That's all I want.
That's the thing. If there was ever a time the Spider-Man should have just been the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, it should have been the high school years.
Yeah,
But
where he's learning.
instead they gave him literally everything. Like he has that first suit, but then it's like no. Now all of a sudden he's got this war suit that does all this electronic stuff. It looks like the original suit, but it does all this electronic stuff, and it's got a kill mode, and it's got all this other stuff, right? And then he's like Iron Spider, and then he's like and he's fighting an Infinity War, and he's like and it's like all this stuff, and it's like, okay, he's not even out of high school yet.
Right.
So where is Spider-Man? Like, what are you going to do? Like the college years, and he's just going to go back to fighting pickpockets and and the occasional villain, that pops out like the Lizard or what I mean, or something like that. But I don't know, man. It's just
I really wanted to see him face his own version of the Green Goblin, and because
it's pointless now.
Yeah, if
It's
we get the
pointless
Hot
now.
Wheel Goblin back, we're not going to get that. But you could have the Hobgoblin in there, who's a deadlier enemy. I wouldn't mind having the Hobgoblin in there. But the thing about what I'm missing from Spider-Man is the fact that he wasn't reliant on all these people. He didn't need Shield to give him all this. He didn't need Tony Stark for anything. He didn't even meet Iron Man till what, a year after the book was out, because Spider-Man came. He didn't need all that. He fixed his own things. He made his own webbing. He made his own costume, and he dealt with his own problems. And he had to, because he was alone in that respect. You know, very few people who knew who he was, and there was always a respect between him and Norman Osborn, because early on Norman Osborn knew who he was, and they knew who each other was, and there was always that rivalry between them, and that was an intimate rivalry that grew over the years. And it's sad that Tom Holland's not going to get that. He's not going to get to grow with that enemy like, you know, the other Spider-Man had, because we're going to get the Hot Wheel one back, you know. And the first time Tom Holland's on the screen with a Green Goblin, it should be one that has been designed and a story that's written for him. But unfortunately, we may see that, you know. But like I said, I mean, I think it's time for Tony. I think Sony can tell their own stories. I think people get so engulfed in the Marvel monolith that they think no one else can do anything but Marvel, and that's not true. They were
just as long as Sony doesn't tell Spider-Man stories like they tell Venom stories.
Different character altogether. Venom is basically, the problem with Venom as a character is he takes the extremes of any villain. I always hated Venom as an actual comic book character, and once they created him, once Todd McFarlane and Michelinie put him out there, he got used over and over and over again. He got saturated, and it wasn't like, you know, the stories, or then you got Carnage, and you got Maximum Clone, or Maximum. It was like, oh my goodness, and he was overused. He's only been around 32 years, and he's probably been used more than any other villain out there, other than the Joker, who had an 80-year history. So I really hate Venom, to be honest with you, as a character. I enjoy the movies, but the actual premise and character of Venom has been overused in the comics to the point. And then they ruined Spider-Man 3 by shoving a Venom that really didn't need to be there, because he got popular with a generation that thought he was cool.
You see, the guys in charge of this stuff lack creativity and are completely out of ideas.
Well, no, you had Spider-Man has a rogues gallery that is very colorful and very useful, and you basically engineered the story around Venom. So, but no, I mean, there's other things that they can do. When they start telling their own Spider-Man stories, I think they're going to start telling stories about Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and enemies that he has to deal with one-on-one. He's not going to be able to go to, you know, Doctor Strange's, you know, mansion and say, hey, Doctor Strange, can I put on one of your suits? Let me wear the Eye of Agamotto.
Right.
He's not going to call up Nick Fury and be like, oh, you know, where's Happy Hogan? He's not going to do any of that. And I think that Tom Holland is ready for that. I think that everybody's ready for that. I don't think it's a bad thing. You know, they're not going to, you know, the world's not going to end if 5,000 Avengers aren't in the next Spider-Man movie.
Right. Power Talk. I'll just, he asks, Enosh, how you feel about Bat Wheels? I'm trying not to, kid. That's a Star Wars reference for you. No, I come on. Bat Wheels, really? Like, the real humans exist, Batman and all the characters exist, and they got these car versions of them too. That ain't for me. And I don't know if it's for kids either. I mean, the cars thing is kind of played out at this point. I don't see a lot of kids like playing with like cars from Disney. So I don't know that that's going to be like a thing.
Right.
But we'll wait and see. Because again, DC just is always behind the curve. RJ here with a $4.99 super chat. Thanks, RJ. Says, Enosh, Sony wanted the heavy MCU connections for his MCU trilogy. That was part of the agreement to have MCU characters appear and be in big roles.
And that's fine. That fit the MCU, you know, that fit their agreement at the time. Everybody's benefited from that. Okay. That's great. It's time to move on. It's time to take the advantages that they got from that and move in their own direction. And be honest with you, Marvel is moving in a drastically different direction than just good old little old Spider-Man. Marvel's moving on a universal galactic level, man. This is not where I think Marvel is going. Spider-Man is going to be like a fly on the window for the most case. After they're doing their multiverse thing and that door opens up into the giant type of characters that we're going to be dealing with, we're going to be introduced to some really kick-ass characters that are, you know, and they can't all be on the screen. You know, you can't have every character in Marvel on the screen at all times.
They've done that, though.
They've done that, but they did that as a culmination. But as far as building up, I think that You're going to see your mutants. You're going to see your Fantastic Four. I think you're going to see Apocalypse as your first mutant that you'll ever see, as far as the proper mutant, as far as, because of the whole Kang thing. I still believe that at the end of Quantum, the Ant-Man movie, once they defeat Kang and he has to escape back in time, he's going to become Ramatut and head back to the spot where he knows Apocalypse is in order to basically usurp him. And that's where you're going to see mutant kind pretty much wrap up. But yeah, that's the biggest problem is, listen, I love, for the most part, some of the stuff is trash, but for the most part, MCU, I've enjoyed it. But I think we've created a generation of people that think that that's it. They've used entire movie making spirit through the lens of Marvel, and that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for those studios, because it puts expectations that have no business on other studios, on those studios. It ruins people's jobs. It ruins other people's outlook. Marvel did what was good for them. That is not the playbook for everybody else. And that's one thing people got to understand. And Sony does not need. Sony has taken the pages from the Marvel playbook that they needed. They did. It worked. Everything that they did with MCU, it worked. We won. Everybody won. Now it's time to take that prize and move on.
A couple things here. Andrew says, dude, the DC to RJ said, dude, the MCU influences world way too much. Probably. But Integrity 101 says, bring back solo films. Gavin Cooley, what's up, Gavin? Says, wait, so is Tom going to stay in the MCU universe, but in Sony movies, or is he going to his own separate universe for the Sony movies?
I think it's the former. I think that they will still have that agreement so that they don't have to, go through all that again. But you won't know it when you go in to see a Spider-Man solo movie. You're not, like I said, you're not going to see the entire Marvel universe paying him a visit, even if they can say, hey, he's still around the corner. But just like in every comic, Amazing Spider-Man is right around the corner from Four Freedoms Plaza for 20 years, but I didn't see them on every page. It was only when it was necessary. We only did crossovers. Like I said, Spider-Man wasn't anybody's side character. He's the character that the other writers asked to have in their books when their sales were slagging and they were about to get canceled. All of a sudden, here's Spider-Man. And that's what Spider-Man means to Marvel Comics. He's nobody's side character. He's nobody's sidekick. Spider-Man is the logo on the upper left-hand corner for comics or Marvel Comics for 30 years. Okay, he is the face of the comics. I don't think he's been treated as such. And I think it's time for him to. And I love Tom Holland's version of it, and I'm ready for him to grow up.
Yeah, me too. Big Dub says soon Sony will own soon Disney will own Sony. No,
mathematically impossible. Mathematically impossible.
And I don't think that would even be allowed. I don't think that. I don't think that deal would even go through. But I don't think that Sony's going to let go of a lot of the things that they're
hemorrhaging. Well, Marvel they can't afford it. Remember, they're still hemorrhaging from the Fox deal. That was a $74 billion deal, their parks where they make their money are still recovering. Disney parks aren't doing what Disney's parks should be doing. And that's where Disney makes its money. It's great that they have these movies, but you look at the revenue that's pulled in from Disneyland, Disney World, and all these other things. That's where they make their money. That's why that new CEO was able to move over, because he was already in the most powerful position in Disney, which is where their parks are. So no, they're not going to buy another studio because, okay, what's going to be the price? What's going to be the price of that? You're still recovering from $74 billion in Fox. So no, it's not going to happen. The only two people that could afford to do it aren't going to do it, and that's Amazon and Apple.
Angie says, "Oh geez, I'm about to be dragged to go see the new movie tonight." Which movie? Now I'm worried.
Probably Venom, I think.
Venom. Andrew Caselli says, "I hope you're right, William." And Integrity 101 says, "I just subscribed to William's brain."
Wow, I wish I could subscribe to my brain.
Let's see. That dude Vince says, "Right, William. Spider-Man has no business in the cosmic stuff."
Yeah, he really doesn't. Up to, like I said, they've done it, but it's just he's just a piece of a mosaic. Let's have him,
Captain James Biggins says Spider-Man won't be needed further in with the direction Marvel wants to go. Yeah. He's being phased out. How this movie 3 will be done.
Dude, the Eternals is going to be. Mark my words, Eternals is going to be the most important Marvel movie in a very, very long time. It doesn't. I think Eternals is going to be the most important movie since maybe the first 3 or 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
I do agree. I think that movie's going to be big.
Yeah, and that is going to make people think in a different way about this next phase that they're not currently thinking now because it's not here. But after November 7th, it's a whole new ball game, and I love where they're going. To be honest with you, because I love the source material that they're using. I love the Eternals. I've always loved the celestial stories that they've done, and like I said, you're going into some reality warping, universe shattering stuff because that's what those characters do. You have your universal characters, but you're still got.
Hold on. So, Enosh, I have a question. Is Sony afraid to bring back Andrew Garfield for the Venom universe because his movies was a failure?
No,
I don't think that's at all, man. It's just that his time is done. They're just not gonna bring back his Spider-Man. They're not, and they're not gonna bring back Toby either. Look, even if these guys show up in No Way Home,
it's a glimpse.
It's even if they play a role in the movie or whatever, it's not going to be like an ongoing thing. It's not like they're going to all of a sudden give Tobey Maguire a franchise back and do a Spider-Man 4. There ain't going to be no Spider-Man 4 in that universe. There ain't going to be an Amazing Spider-Man 3. It's just that he's done because and the reason why Andrew Garfield was done was because, they thought about bringing him into the MCU. Because the MCU was going on, they had talks, but really, Marvel wanted to be able to present a young Spider-Man, just like they did with Tom Holland. That's what they wanted to do, and so Andrew Garfield's character at that point did not fit in with that, and I don't think his movies were a failure. I mean, they weren't.
They both made $700 million plus.
Yeah, they both made some money, so I don't see them as a failure. But
one thing, that word afraid. Okay, us fanboys think that these guys are sitting in their corners shivering about the next move. They are not. None of these studio heads, right or wrong, are afraid of Jack. All right, some maybe they should be, but they're not. These guys have egos. They are betting on themselves. They believe that they can do it, so they're going to. All right. Some of the stupid ideas that some of these studios put out, I'm like, what are they smoking in there? They have so much confidence in themselves, and be honest with you, they wouldn't have their jobs if they didn't. There's no fear at Sony. There's no fear at Disney and Marvel Studios. Those guys, there's no fear left. They're at the top of their game. They got their jobs for a reason. They're making figure salaries plus for a reason, and none of that has to do with them being afraid to do anything. That's why when people say, "Well, Sony's afraid to do without Marvel," Sony CEO would tell you to lick her boots if you told her she was afraid of anything. They might just do it in spite.
Andrew, calm down, bud. Don't be getting.
Hey,
we're talking about comic book characters here. People can let people have their opinions, man, and that's fine. If you have a differing opinion, if you have like something to answer back to it, that's fine. But don't just don't fight people just because they have a.
You're making me mad.
a different opinion. Like you're saying like you're making me mad. Why? Why be
don't
mad?
Get mad over a YouTube show, dude. Nobody.
Yeah, it ain't worth. Look, and no, I understand you want Toby back because that's wrong. It's not wrong. No, it's absolutely not wrong.
He's a lot of people's Spider-Man.
I know that you love Toby.
You know where he should come back? If they ever do, and this should be a couple years down the line, if they ever bring Miles Morales in, that Spider-Man, that older Spider-Man should be his mentor. That Spider-Man that has gone into semi-retirement and is going around the world and is doing his thing and is handed over in New York to Miles Morales, that Spider-Man should be in that setting if they're ever going to do that because he's old enough.
Yeah. No, I agree. So here's a couple things about this because Jacob here says Apple should buy Sony in the future, and then Caden also says if anyone buys Sony, it'll be Apple, and that's a big if. Here's why it won't happen. Sony's actually in a big catch-22 for themselves because all those properties that make Sony interesting, they can't sell it. If they sell the movie division, you got to remember too, Sony is not just in the movies, right? So Sony sells products,
They're into electronics. They're into so many different things.
Sony Music.
Yeah, they sell music. Like, yes, music is really
It's
the
big.
big
It's huge. Yeah.
is the big thing for Sony. So the thing is if they sell that movie division, you understand that Spider-Man goes back automatically to Marvel. So anybody buying Sony does not get Spider-Man. They don't get any of those characters, those 900 characters. It's not like they get to step into it because the contract was written that if they sell, all of it just automatically goes back to Marvel. So the thing is, they've got themselves in a catch-22. It's just like the people who've owned, properties in the past. We talked about like the Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie. He literally made that movie just so he could hold on to the rights. Because Sony has the same deal. They have to make a Spider-Man movie every so often, or they don't get to keep the rights. Those rights revert. So they have to make movies within that universe every so often to be able to keep the rights to those characters, because they can't just sit on them like indefinitely. You can't just sit on them for years and years and years and not do anything with them. That's how the contracts were written. So like I understand that. Like, well, I mean, look, and Apple almost bought Disney. Apple may have the money. Okay, literally, there's a lot of people who don't know that story. Last year,
You're $1 trillion.
Apple literally thought about buying Disney, but you know what kept them from buying Disney was the fact that they did not want to get into the amusement park business.
Yeah. And that's where the money is.
They were interested in the catalog, they were interested in all that stuff, but they did not want to get into the amusement park business, and you can't separate the two. And so they're right there. Like, Apple could do it, but they won't do it because Sony doesn't have that appeal. Sony doesn't have any other appeal in the movie side. If you don't, that's a huge offering that gets taken off the table, right? And so, I mean, that's their franchises, really. I mean, when you look at it, what other franchises does Sony really have?
They don't. They have the one character that's probably the most valuable comic book IP out there, and they have their electronics division. But there's nothing that Apple would need that they couldn't already. They can produce themselves. They're $1 trillion company. They can pretty much do with their own thing.
But RJ, okay, so I'm going to answer this one. RJ says, you guys are crazy if you think Marvel doesn't need or want Spider-Man. He's a character you can have as a pillar to your universe in the wake of losing Iron Man and Cap. Here's the problem with that, though, RJ. Yes and no. Not this Spider-Man. They literally need to tell this story and then let Spider-Man kind of do his thing and become Spider-Man. Okay, because Spider-Man does not fit into these galactic type of things. I mean, and if they try to force him, it's going to become painfully obvious that you got a 19-year-old kid trying to fight stuff like Galactus and and weird stuff, and they're never going to be able to flesh out their other characters that need to rise to the top. So yes, where I agree with you, he needs to be there, like at the ready. He's not. I highly doubt he's going to be the center point because the stories that they're needing to tell right now don't revolve around a 18, 19-year-old kid with some spider powers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not like they've built this Spider-Man up to be a leader. He is not Cap. He is not Iron Man.
He's not even the core of their universe.
No.
He's never been.
No.
Losing Iron Man and Cap. That's not even a big. They're moving on from Iron Man and Cap.
They have other people taking those spots. Yeah.
Well, they've told their stories with Iron Man and Cap. They're moving on. When you're watching the Eternals and you're watching these next slate of movies, I'm not going to be thinking about, wow, I miss Cap, because they're giving me a whole bunch of other characters that I'm going to be zeroed in on. All right, they're giving me new characters to focus on. They're giving me an entire new universe. They have moved on from these characters as being the core. It's not that they don't need them. They've told their story with them. They've gotten their use, and they're moving on to a different part of their universe.
Jason, I don't know why they would be stupid not to do Spider-Man 4. Like, you're talking about a series that ended, my Lord, like
forever ago,
over a decade ago.
Yeah.
Like
he's aged a lot. I mean,
he's aged. Kids haven't grown up with this Spider-Man. Like, this would literally just be, this would almost be like a television movie of the week kind of thing. Like, where are they now? Like, I mean, that's how I feel about it. Like, look, I love Toby too. Don't get me wrong. I love Toby, but like, why? Like, you've already had 2 more incarnations of that character come out. The only place for a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man at this point is in a multiverse situation. Like I wouldn't say that it's like to give him his own film again. I mean, it just, I don't know where we go
just
with
says
that.
something else in there. He says there's more than just the cosmic stuff going on with Marvel, though. You're forgetting how shows like Hawkeye and Echo are setting up street level crossover events. But right there and then, they don't need Spider-Man for that. They have Hawkeye and Echo to do that. They're literally moving on in a different direction. They don't need them. I didn't need Spider-Man for Falcon and Winter Soldier. I didn't need Spider-Man for to
What's
enjoy.
up, Luke?
Thanks,
man.
I mean, there's other ways to focus on this universe. They're moving your focus to a different part of their story.
Yeah.
It's just that's all they're doing. I mean, so they're not working around, oh my God, I can't write the story about the Celestials and the Eternals without Spider-Man. No. They've told their stories with Spider-Man. Now they're focusing on this. That's all. I mean, but like I said, had they used Spider-Man as the center of the universe where so many things are dependent upon him, maybe. But they never really set up their universe that way. Everything that was in the previous phases, for the most part, is not necessarily relevant in this one, other than the fact that those events happen and they have alerted the Celestials that our goofy experiment is screwing things up, and they will probably screw up and infect the entire universe. That's really all the relevance that this has. The previous universe, Infinity Saga and all that, its details and who was in it doesn't mean anything. The fact that the snaps happened, that's what got the Celestials saying, okay, we may need to wipe these people out.
Yeah. Jacob, I mean, look, I think if Toby and Andrew are going to show up as a cameo, it's going to be in the Spider-Man movie. I doubt it's probably going to be in the Doctor Strange movie unless it's a holdover. I don't know. Unless that's part of the carryover from Spider-Man into Doctor Strange, is that in the Multiverse of Madness, they got to figure out how to get everybody back, into their worlds. But that's probably the only way I see that. And RJ, I disagree. Sony can easily sell off Sony Pictures in that division. They could sell it, but they ain't going to get nothing for it, though.
Yeah, right. Why would they devalue the company immediately?
They're going to devalue their company because they're not going to be able to sell Spider-Man. Like, that's their biggest franchise in all of Sony Pictures. So yeah, they can sell it. I'm not saying they can't sell it, but they're not going to, because they know they've got Spider-Man in their back pocket. I mean, why would you? Why would you? I mean, they've kind of built themselves into a corner there, because either they're going to have to take a lot less, if they ever wanted to sell it, they'd have to take a huge devaluation from what their projected company is worth right now to be able to do that.
I'm just saying you don't need Spider-Man fighting Galactus. I mean, you don't expect them to do a crossover with Daredevil or Fantastic Four. They can write their stories without him. They can do those stories just fine. You could do you could go years in Fantastic Four without ever having Spider-Man in it if you want to. I mean, the Daredevil series was great for the seasons that it was on. I didn't see Spider-Man there at all. I mean, even though there's legal reasons why, but it shows you that it can happen. I just mentioned some examples of really good stories that Disney Plus has put out that don't involve Spider-Man in any way, shape, or form. It happens that way.
Yeah. Well, and Dad Dude Vince, this is the point that I think William has been making all along. He says, I'm going to go see a Spider-Man movie, whether or not the MCU or Marvel is involved.
And Sony knows that. So they're going to bet on themselves. So, but hey, I'm starting to drift off here. I didn't mean to jump in, but I saw that chat today. That enormous. That chat went on forever, and then I heard my name pop up in it, so I just figured I'd figure out what it was all about. And hey, you got to get some better panel people, man. The guy, Austin and this Bradley guy, they're weirdos.
What?
Yeah, weirdos.
Wow.
I think they actually like Halloween Kills. No, I'm just kidding.
This guy. No,
oh my goodness. Well, hey, man. Hey, I was wondering what was going to happen in that chat because Crazy Joe said that he absolutely loved.
He loved it.
He loved it.
Thought it was the best Halloween since the originals.
Some people are gonna like it. Dude, hey, we were in the theater that were people, because we heard when we were standing out, they have to come out and give their opinions. And while my brain was being fried by what I just saw, there were people that were like, I loved it. So it's like I said, it's my standards. It's my standards for John Carpenter. It's my standards for Halloween that made me not like it. But other people, if you're just into gratuitous violence, meaningless death, then that's great. That's nothing wrong with that. I just think Halloween movies were never the setting for that. And everybody's gonna have their own opinion. I hope it does well. Great. But I personally was like, wow, man. So, but I have Dune coming in. I have the detergent of Dune to cleanse my mind from what I just saw. And so I got that. Hey, Bradley, are you coming?
Yeah, what time are you doing on Monday?
Bradley, you coming Monday? Huh?
Yeah, what time are you doing it?
I would be there at 6:15, unlike somebody who showed up right as like the credits were starting roll. I'm not gonna name any names. I'm not gonna name any names, but he's right above you. But yeah.
Well, and Angie, I will defer you to these three gentlemen right here. Should Angie go see Venom 2 or Halloween Kills?
Wow, that's a tough one.
Halloween Kills.
Yeah, because Venom 2 is
you at least have fun with that movie.
Yeah, Venom 2 is a race to the end credit scenes. I thought they sacrificed a lot of that movie to get you to that point, and which is fine. That's good business, but you might like Halloween Kills. You might like it. I mean, don't listen to me. Go spend your own money. I mean, go see it. I saw it for free and I wanted a refund, so that's just me. So.
Dude, we did walk out and he goes, I want a refund. And I saw that for free.
Has anyone seen Bond?
I'm gonna see it Sunday night.
Very good.
Amazing.
Very good.
The
I
master.
heard it's the longest one, so I got to carve out some time in my schedule to go see it. But I want to rewatch Spectre and the previous one again because it's been a while since I've seen those, and I want to have those fresh in my mind to when I go into this movie, so I can enjoy it more. But I'm gonna go see it Sunday night, and then Dune is on Monday. We got T-shirts and posters and all kinds of stuff.
DC Fandom is Saturday.
Yep,
it's Saturday, and now I'm not going to Comic-Con, so
I think I'm going to.
I'm not going to Motor City Comic-Con.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying
no, I'm not going to Motor City Comic-Con. So we just can't,
Dude, we need to get together for Amazing Comic-Con. You need to come down here, Enosh.
Okay.
Oh,
I got to
I'm
get a
gonna
job.
go to
I got to get a job. I got to figure out my
Dude,
financial
I
situation.
sent you the link.
I know you sent me that link. But I gotta figure out like what I'm doing because I got some options. So like I gotta figure it out. I got options. So I'm trying to figure it out.
Just making sure you have a couple more.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. For sure.
But by the time June comes around, you should be rolling in the dough. Making it rain, and if that happens, I think it's June that they're gonna have it this year. And I think it's grown every year that they've done it here, and it's been a lot of fun.
It gets better and better.
Yeah, I met Stan Lee there. I met one of the last cons he did.
Nice.
Are you threatening me, RJ? No, I'm just kidding.
He says,
dude.
RJ with a $1.99 super chat says, "I'll come to Vegas to watch No Way Home with y'all."
Oh, that'd be a lot of fun. I wish you lived here.
Dude.
You guys lived here. That'd be fun because like going to movies out here is fun because I don't know, it's just a vibe. You just walk into a casino and then you just go straight to the movies and then go to the sports book, go to Fat Burger, go home.
Right.
But yeah,
that'd be fun if you came down to that.
SK says, "Wow, Enosh pushing the boundaries of a live stream. I'm fixing my car. I went out to buy parts and back, and the stream is on. So boss. P.S. Venom 2 is dope." We're only at the 3-hour mark, man. This isn't even the longest.
Yeah, this is the halftime show.
I got like 2 more stories I'm trying to get in here. Come watch Fandom. Dude, you know what? I'm just really not going to spend my time doing that. Like, I'm just going to wait until like stuff drops, and then I'm just going to watch it. Like, I'm
going to wait for him. Somebody loses their mind in the chat and says, "You see that? You see that?" Then I'll tune in.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do too. Like, I know that somebody's going to drop that in some of the private groups that I'm in. They're going to say, "Hey, did you see this?" And then I'm just going to go to YouTube and I'm going to go, "Hey, Black Adam, cool. Hey, that's cool. Awesome. Cool."
Hopefully I'm surprised. I hope I'm wrong.
I mean, dude, unless they drop like Air Cuts coming,
or Batman versus what's his face? I can't. It's so late right now.
That movie, Batman versus what's his face. I want to see that movie, Batman versus what's his face.
Deathstroke, dude. My mind's fried today, but no, because that's a relatively cheap movie you can make. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they can announce, but I just want to plan. I just don't show me a bunch of trailers. Give me a plan of where you guys are going. And be honest with you, the greatest thing that DC Fandom can do is have people that are coming over from Discovery to talk. I want to see my next DC Films president. Be honest with you, I want to see what he has to say about the company that he's going to be running for the next 3 to 5 years. I don't want to hear from the guy who's outgoing. Like I said, do you really want to hear about the guy who rented your house and he's ripping out your copper and ripping out the tile and peeing all over the floor because he's mad he has to move? No, I want to meet the new tenants. You know. So.
Big Dub here says, for someone who's never seen James Bond, where should I start? Boy, wow.
Oh, dude. Okay, start with Casino Royale. Start with Casino Royale. Depending. Okay, it all depends on how old you are too, because the Casino Royale is engineered for a certain generation to really jump into Bond, and then you can appreciate all the other Bonds if you want to. But Casino Royale, it continues along to Quantum of Solace, and then all these stories are connected. So I would say personally, Casino Royale. And then, I think once you're done with those, you're going to watch them all anyway. So, but start there.
Oh, and hey, Angie, it's your birthday.
Oh, hey,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Angie. All right. So I got to do so. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Angie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Angie.
Cha-cha-cha.
Yeah.
Hey, doesn't matter how old you are. If you're still on Earth after these last 24 months, it's a good deal. The next birthday is not guaranteed.
Yep.
Wow. All right, guys. Thanks for having me on. And
all right, man.
Clarifying the whole chat war that was going on today. Bradley, I'll see you Monday.
Yeah.
Austin, I might see you Monday. I'll hold the seat for you. So,
I'll be there. Hold that seat for me.
Yeah. And all that, and the lady had one waiting for us. I made you run, and she already had a seat waiting for you. So I felt bad. All right, man. See you guys later.
All right, man. We'll see you. All right, so I got just a couple other little things here, kind of some stuff just to kind of clean up. Enosh, you forgot your mole and blonde wig.
Oh,
nice. Yes. You're 30. Is it your birthday too?
No, because but William was telling him like if you're gonna get into Bond, depending. Oh
yeah, you're 36. Yeah, then you may want to you may want to get a spherical man says, oh man, Enosh still has his shirt on. Oh, you're welcome, Angie. We love you around here. So there's just a couple little stories here. One, Black Panther 2 star LATITIA Wright calls report that she shared anti-vax sentiments on set completely untrue. There was some talk that like she may be removed. And the weird thing is like I've heard stuff that like supposedly like she's going to be the next Black Panther.
Right.
And then there was all this talk, like for a second, that she might be removed because of like this like anti-vax thing that she's been on, because like they really wanted to crack down on that on set. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, I heard something about that.
Yeah.
So, but apparently she's denying reports now that she touted an anti-vaccine position while working on the set of Marvel's Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, calling them completely untrue. Wright confronted the allegations in an Instagram post on Tuesday, disputing an article published by The Hollywood Reporter on October 6th. The report states that Wright had shared anti-vax views about the COVID-19 vaccines on the Atlanta production of the Marvel sequel, citing a source on the film's set. The report spoke about my conduct on the set of Black Panther 2. I honestly assert that this was completely untrue, the actress wrote. Anyone who knows me or has worked with me knows that I work incredibly hard at my craft, and my main focus is always to do work that's impactful and inspiring. That has been and will continue to be my only focus. The actress did not directly address her own COVID-19 vaccination status or her current position on the COVID-19 vaccine in the post. Basically, she just said, yeah. Now, she is a very religious person.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. Like, I know all these people, man, and I don't know what it is. You guys know, my status as far as like my faith and everything. And I don't understand people who are like trying to claim like religious immunity, no pun intended, from having to take vaccines and why there's like this whole push from like a bunch of religious people to not take the vaccine. Like, I don't get that.
Oh yeah, no, I don't get it either.
I don't understand it.
I do have a reason, but
yeah. It's
I
kind of
just-
political.
it's just
Look,
yeah,
look. I remember. I remember last year those same people on the right were talking about that. Like if Trump came out with a vaccine, man, they were all for it. They were all
Right.
going to take the vaccine. They were all going to like go for it. And then all of a sudden, like the vaccine comes out, and then they're like, no, I'm not going to
Yeah,
take it.
no way. Yeah, it's not exactly. Yeah.
And I'm like, if you really think that like Biden got in there and like changed anything that was going, like, look, I'll even go as far as to say, you know what? You could probably give Trump some of the credit for getting parts of it moving along, because they didn't just come in and like in a, in 30 days or less, come up with a vaccine. Okay.
Yeah.
So there were things moving along that whole time through COVID, through the election process, and during that season, the election season, and everything. So I don't understand it. I don't look, and everybody's got their own thing. I just personally, man, I was one of the first people to get vaccinated. I've never had a problem with vaccinations. I didn't have any problems with this one. I was absolutely fine. My whole family got vaccinated. We were all fine. Even Logan has an issue with like getting shots and everything else, and he got vaccinated and he was absolutely fine. Now he got some just school vaccines a few years ago and like passed out like 10 minutes afterwards, like it just from the anxiety of it,
Right.
And it was funny because he actually had already had it, and that's what you see, like, you know what I mean, like you see these people like who get them, and then like, I don't know, it's
No, I agree, and it's like you said, they're complaining about the vaccines and stuff, and it's like vaccines, all this stuff has been around for years. I mean, they probably got them when they were kids going to school, but they're still complaining again. When I was in high school, or went to high school, that's the very first thing I had to do before freshman year was go get vaccinated and do all this other stuff, and it's just, I kind of agree with this too, with RJ. I think because look, she's been pretty vocal on Twitter.
Yeah.
She's been pretty vocal about her feelings about this vaccine. So, and I could see that maybe on set that maybe in what she's looking at is she's trying to start a conversation, but that's not what
It's not the right way to do it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Angie says, then what was all that hubbubaloo on her Twitter?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. It just kind of cracks me up. But yeah, I think that it is her denying it just to save face. Because she doesn't say anything about I got the vaccine or encouraging anything positive about it. Like she's just kind of, putting it out there, and this is why I'm a centrist, man, because I've said it time and time again, man. These wings of political ideology are just like, I don't know. It just everything is like everything is very militarized. You know what I mean? Like people against each other. And look, I know some people who haven't gotten vaccinated. Like I have family members who haven't gotten vaccinated, and I don't know. I don't know.
Causes a bunch of division.
It just, I don't know. I'm not telling people to just do it just because everybody else is doing it. But I think I think though that the longer we go out, and we see this, like it is helping people, because even my son came to me today and he was talking about, because like there's been a lot of kids in his school all of a sudden who have showed up with COVID, right? But like I think it's showing though that even people who get COVID, even though they had the vaccine, it's a whole lot better on them.
Yeah, it's a whole different. Yeah, it's different. It's a lot different.
Yeah, it is. And so, so I just tell people, like, look into stuff. I don't know. It's just, I love everybody, and I want to see everybody healthy, and I want to see everybody here. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like we don't want to lose anybody. But yeah, this was her statement here. She says, "God bless you all. It saddens me to have to address the reports published by the Hollywood Reporter on October 6th. The report spoke about my conduct on the set. I honestly assert that this was completely untrue. Anyone who knows me, we read that part. She's going to continue to work hard, I guess. Okay, I didn't know that's not really what was in question.
Right.
was
Your
her
hard
work
work.
ethic. It was all about this other. She goes, I will continue to hold on to God's hands and onto the scripture of Isaiah 54:17. I continue to focus on my healing. Thank you for your prayers. She says, and I continue to pray for God's love, peace, and joy for you all. God bless you, Letitia. So, you know what? Let's take a look then at what Isaiah. We'll do a little Bible study here on Letitia's comment here. How about that? Let's see what Isaiah 54:17 says, and then I'll read it for you. 54:17 says, see what she's holding on to. No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and this is their vindication from me, declares the Lord. Okay.
I love how Christians use that scripture every time they're told
no weapon
they're wrong.
formed against me shall prosper. Yeah. Okay. But
And I say that as a Christian, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, but seriously, if I don't know that that's like people just coming against you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and maybe it is. Look, the Hollywood Reporter, all these different outlets. We talked about this just the other day with like even the Dean Cain comments, right? That like people make headlines, people make stuff, and and like they want it to hit a certain niche, right? And so I don't know. It's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out.
I think, like RJ said, she had to say something because, dude, if she's being set up to be the next Black Panther, she can't. I'm sure already Marvel had a sit down with her and was like, "Hey,
Marvel's like we can't keep changing Black Panthers every movie, or can we?"
For real. We just do a switcheroo, everyone.
every single Black Panther movie will now have a new Black Panther. You'll hear the old a soap opera voice comes in, with like the organ behind it, and it'll be like, today playing the role of Black Panther.
Oh God.
Will be D.L. Vince. And he'll come in. No, that's a BS. I ain't gonna be Black Panther. Black Panther.
I'm not gonna play this. How dare I ain't gonna read this script, and you think I'm gonna read these lines on the camera? Hell no.
Right. It says representatives for RELATABLE did not immediately respond to Variety's request for comment. RELATABLE has shared anti-vaccine sentiments on social media before. Last December, the Black Panther star deleted her Twitter and Instagram accounts after receiving backlash for sharing a video that contains skepticism about the legitimacy of the COVID-19 vaccine. RELATABLE responded to the wave of criticism a day later, writing, "My intention was not to hurt anyone. My only intention of posting the video was it raised my concerns with what the vaccine contains and what we are putting in our bodies, nothing else." Okay, you know what? So I get that to a point, but I also understand too that like a lot of the things in vaccines sound like scary and people, hear that, but also I know that, things are in vaccines also that do different things. Right.
Yeah.
So like there are preservatives and there are, things that do that. So like everything that you hear is in a vaccine is not just like this scary thing that is necessarily bad for you, So I don't know. Things got to be used in, in the right way. So I still tell people like, look, be careful, be cautious, and every part of the country and the world is different right now. Right. In Michigan, we don't have any vaccine, or we don't have any like mask restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yet I went to the secretary. I think it's funny because I went to the Secretary of State's office, which is like the DMV in other places. Right.
Oh, okay.
And like they're requiring people to wear masks. We literally don't have a state mandate for anywhere, but to go to the DMV or the Secretary of State, you have to wear a mask. They'll actually give you. I didn't have one on me because I haven't worn a mask here in Michigan in a long time. Right. And so I didn't have one on me, and I walked in, I was like, oh crap, well, I don't have that. And it's like, oh no, we got the paper ones here for you, whatever. And like, I'll be honest with you, I didn't feel any more or less safe because I'm vaccinated, and I don't know. But I'm just telling everybody, look, just be careful, be safe.
Yeah.
Right. Because and understand that, like whatever decision you do make or don't make could affect your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really.
So that's all I'll say about that. I'm not into telling people what to do. I'm just telling you I love you. All right. You're my nerd family, and I love you, and just take it as that. All right. Don't take it as Enosh being on his soapbox telling you what to do one way or the other. Just make sure that you make a good decision, because if you don't, it can be bad. Like, Ray is Poliquan. SK says Ray Fisher needs to pass by the Poindexter Lounge again just to say, "What's up, Enosh? We need you to make it happen." You know what I need you all to do? I need you all to make it happen. Tweet Ray Fisher and post to him on Instagram and tell him he needs to come back to the lounge soon.
Oh, yeah.
All
He
right.
was streaming on Twitch the other day. It was awesome to see him play some games.
Heck yeah. So that's your homework. All right. Yeah. That's your homework is to tweet at Ray Fisher and say, "Hey bro, you need to get back on Poindexter Lounge." All right. So all right. So there's that. All right. So, and then finally we got this story. I did the two big ones pretty much real quick, but we got this story right here, and that is, we've been talking a lot about the strike and the possibility of the strike, and I can't stress enough how big this is. I was watching my buddies on the Four Nerds tonight, and I know, look, a lot of their focus has been different. Like, unfortunately, if you haven't heard the news, Dawson has brought nerdy in many ways to a close.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which I'm saddened by, because we're not going to be doing the Sunday podcast anymore. He told me I could take the Sunday podcast and do it. So I could do my own, thing with it, but it's really not my thing. It was his thing, and he's not going to be on it. And I think that what really made that show was the fact that him and I did it together.
Yeah.
It was the dynamic that we had together. And I know a lot of you guys are disappointed in that, and I'm sorry, but also I want everybody to know that like there was no issue with that. Right. Like, because I've had a couple people like, are you and Dawson? Okay. Dawson and I couldn't be cooler. Like, Dawson and I couldn't be cool. That had nothing to do with it. It's just the fact that he's changed his channel now to be like this network for the Four Nerds. Okay. So they're doing all their Four Nerds stuff there now. Right. And so Four Nerds had a show tonight, and somebody asked them about the strike. And honestly, they just didn't know about the strike. They didn't know much about the strike, because somebody asked if like this strike could affect, like movies that are in production and stuff. And Dawson kind of started to talk about it. He's like, well, I don't think so, because I think that he was looking at it as like the writer's strike. But this is not a writer's strike. No, this is an everybody's strike. Mm-hmm. This is like your, like all film, all television, all the people working from the writers to the people who are filming it, the camera people, the gaffers, the best boy, the key grips, the people who you don't even know what they do. Right. The craft services people, who bring in the food, all of this stuff. This is a huge, huge deal. And this is one of those things that, like, when the writer's strike happened, for example, everybody thought that would just go away. Right. They thought, well, yeah, they'll come to an agreement, and they did not. And it went to a strike. And then once it came to a strike, everybody thought, oh, well, it's a strike. Well, they'll want to get back to business, right? They'll want to get back to business, but you're talking millions of dollars, right? You're talking about dipping into the profits of studios and television networks. And this whole thing is about the ability to make sure that the people working on these things are being paid correctly, because this isn't about the millionaire stars who appear in these things. This is about the everyday people like you and me who work on these films.
Right.
Okay. And the thing is their deals have always been for either television, movies. They know what they make, what they're going to make, what they're getting into. And we've said it, like, their hours, literally they're working like 16-hour days.
Right.
Okay. And the thing is now, though, with streaming starting to be like the main focus, they don't have guidelines for that now. And so we just saw literally if we got issues with the talent, like Scarlett Johansson, right, having to sue Disney for that to be corrected, how much worse do you think it is for the little guy?
Oh yeah.
That trickles down.
Oh yeah.
Right. And so yes, I'm right. RJ, I will agree with you on this, bro. I am very worried about this strike because the news that we read the other day was that the union was saying that the studios are not doing the things that they need to do to properly resolve this in a timely fashion, and they're starting to get frustrated.
Yep.
Okay. That's exactly the same kind of stuff we heard with the writer's strike years ago. And trust me, we are still feeling the scars of the writer's strike years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Still to this day. Projects that didn't get done. Franchises that got killed. Like a lot of DC stuff got killed.
Yep.
In fact, for good, bad, and different, I don't know. But a lot of stuff got killed back in the day because of this. And I just want good stuff. Right. So, but this could absolutely affect everything going forward. Movies that are because Dawson was saying at the time, because he didn't know, I ended up like getting in the chat and saying some stuff. And he was like, oh, I didn't realize that. Is that it doesn't matter that it's done filming.
Right.
Somebody's got to edit that thing.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to put it together. Somebody's got to put the marketing together. Somebody's got
distribution ready. Yeah.
Distribution. Somebody's got to do the promotional stuff and the posters and all this stuff. And if this goes through, everything is at a standstill. Mm-hmm. And the longer that goes, the longer it pushes things back. And so I'm just saying this is a huge deal. It is, yes. And so yes, I agree. I agree with RJ. I'm very worried about this strike. Tim here says very scary stuff. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the strike. I agree. And Blake says, yep, this is a big deal. And so that's why we're our H Bars here says Quantum of Solace was a horrible film due to the writer's strike. And some of that suffered too, was because things did not get done that needed to get done. And so then things, when it finally ended, guess what? They did like everything. They rushed. They rushed things into production because they had to get stuff into production. They fell behind, right? Yeah, Jacob, I'm interested in seeing Justice League Mortal. There is actually a read-through of Justice League Mortal here on YouTube where some people got together and did a read-through at a comic book store. And I think it was some of the people who were actually, if I remember right, it was some of the people who were actually going to play those parts. They were at a comic book store for like a comic book event or something like that. And they did a read through of the entire script. I don't know. I will say it's probably better than that J.J. Abrams piece of garbage Superman flyby.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I've read that script. That script is garbage.
Yeah.
And we are better off for never having seen it. Somebody should just literally take that out back, dig a hole, put that script in it, every copy of that script in it, burn it all, make sure to delete all anything that like the digital files for that script are on so that it never has to hurt anyone.
Resurface again.
You're right, Spherical Man. Season 7 of Smallville was short because of the writer's strike. There was a lot of stuff that were, well, here's the thing. So yeah, if the strike happens, it could affect TV programming and put stuff behind TV shows that people are looking forward to. May have delays. Yep. Yeah. In that flyby, Lex Luthor is a Kryptonian.
Oh,
and basically he works for
Lord.
the FBI. He works for the FBI. He's basically like the X-Files guy.
God.
And it's so bad. It's literally that bad. It's so horrible. But I say all that because Hollywood Reporter did this report about the strike plan details and how the picket line would work. So it says in an FAQ document sent to local members on Thursday, the union offered guidance around scabbing, healthcare, unemployment benefits, and travel
if it calls a mass work stoppage in the next few days.
Wow.
You understand this is prep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, we don't want this. We don't want this. This could, for some stuff that, maybe we don't want to see it. Maybe it's not a bad thing, but but we'll see. Well, where's the story?
That was it?
That was it?
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, that was
Okay.
weird. That was strange. Like, I thought I was there. Okay, here we are. It says one day after they announced a tentative strike date of, I didn't see this. I didn't see that they had a tentative strike date of October 18th.
Interesting.
Guys, it's the 15th. That's 3 days. That's 3 days. Wow.
Yikes.
One day after they announced a tentative strike date of October 18th against the entertainment industry, the union is offering members guidance on who would and wouldn't be on strike, whether striking members can collect unemployment, and if they risk losing their health care in the event of a work stoppage. In a 2021 strike FAQ document sent to local members on Thursday, the union gives new details about a strike that it said will begin on Monday, October 18th at 12:01 a.m. Pacific time if contract talks with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, the AMPTP, are not resolved by the end of the weekend. In the document, the union confirms that if a strike is called, the union's 13 West Coast locals will go on strike, including 3 with members nationwide, local 600, 700, and 800. The union added that studio mechanics nationwide, as well as local 161, local USA 829 members, and local 798 members in select areas would go on strike. The contracts that would remain in effect during a strike include the union's sports broadcasting, low-budget theatrical. So this does cover. See, that's what I was wondering, like the theatrical part of it. But yeah, low-budget theatrical and pay television agreements, as well as the commercial and music video production agreements and select independent agreements. You must check with the local about any job before you continue to perform or accept new work. The document tells members, we will be coordinating closely about what work is not struck, and will be contacting the few members who are not required to strike in the event a strike is called. On Monday, members are advised to check their emails in the morning before going to work to determine whether a strike is in effect. If a strike is occurring, members will be expected to picket at a studio, work their work location, or other location determined by their local, the union says. The union also states the consequences for scabbing or working while a strike is ongoing or taking a striking worker's place. Members who cross a picket line will be in violation of the IATSE Constitution and bylaws and will be subject to discipline by their local and the international, which could include fines, being subject to public censure, being suspended or expelled. Non-IATSE members who scab jeopardize ever becoming members of this great alliance. And I think it's like 120,000 people. Like, I've seen a couple of things. There's like a couple of versions of this. I saw one that's like got over 60,000 members and like one that's got like 120,000 members, and it's been around for like over 100 years. Yeah, like it's been around for like 150 years or something like that. The document says the union further adds that it asks all workers not to do IATSE covered work during a strike. So, like, if you're wanting in the entertainment business and you're working towards being in the union because that's what you got to be in, you don't want to jeopardize being able to join that at some point. It says, should they call a strike, the union related that employers are legally required to arrange and pay for union workers to return home with their gear, whether they are working within or outside the U.S. You will need to take the return trip offer, as they will not be required to continue housing you if you refuse the offer, the union explains in the document. Like people around the world right now who are shooting movies and films and stuff like that will be required to come home.
Wow, that's a lot of people too. It's a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all these things, like we're getting tax, benefits, and we're going to Australia, or we're going over here, New Zealand, we're going, right now they're filming Aquaman.
Yeah.
Right? In England. They're filming Aquaman in England. Nope. They would all have to come home. I mean, those who aren't already, living there.
Yeah.
Obviously. It says, but if you are approached about being held with the payment of hold fees, that is inconsistent with being on strike, and you should insist on being sent home. The union relates that members can reclaim personal equipment or equipment that is subrented by you, but you should plan to do so before leaving work on Friday, October 15th, so today, or at the end of your last day of employment prior to Monday, October 18th. Once the strike begins, you should not be wrapping any rental gear or other employee equipment or employer equipment, as that is solely part of your work that is struck work. So like you can't even pick up your tools and stuff like that aren't yours, like to like clean up the area and like do it. They're telling everybody, hey, you need to wrap this stuff up and be ready to strike.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you even just cleaning up your stuff and like wrapping that and picking that stuff up, nope,
could get fined.
That's not your job.
Yeah,
it's not your job if you're on strike. It says those working from home are instructed to notify employers to receive or to retrieve employer provided equipment. The financial impact on individual members will vary due to factors including their state of residence. According to the IATSE's frequently asked questions, almost all states prohibit striking workers from collecting unemployment insurance, including California. Exceptions include New York, where members working under the Basic Agreement or Area Standards Agreement could apply for unemployment benefits after 14 days, and New Jersey, where union workers could apply after 30 days. Members who are already collecting unemployment benefits remain eligible, according to the FAQs, which also explains that members may be eligible should employers impose a lockout. The impact on an individual's MPI plans may also vary. For instance, healthcare eligibility is based upon hours worked and hours banked. Any allowances pertaining to dues during a strike will be decided by each local's leaders, and the same is true of a potential strike fund, where individual locals may offer assistance. But IATSE warns, while there may be some limited help for those most in need, during a strike, you can expect to go without pay. You would not be prohibited from taking work outside of the industry in a totally unrelated industry or area.
Wow, that's a big deal.
Whew. So, folks, this is
it's very concerning.
This is very concerning. This is a serious situation that man, I'm very concerned as to where this is going to go, to be honest with you. And yes, H. Bart, you're absolutely right. 2023 and 2024 movie releases are probably definitely going to be affected. But I mean, for sure, like the long term, but like even at least those could be put out a little bit. But like
even No Way Home could get affected if it's not fully edited and fully finished.
Streaming
if it's not in the can, look, they're getting ready. They're like they just started filming Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah. That will stop.
Gonna push back. Is everything? I mean, I know that they finished filming it, but like, is everything done for the Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah, I can imagine they're doing some previews.
I would imagine they're still working on the graphics and CG and stuff.
So I mean, this could affect things. Like Blake here says, if this goes on for months, we're talking about projects being pushed back a year. And look, we've already gone through this, right?
Yeah, we just went through this.
Like, that's my biggest thing is like with this is that, excuse me, I'm concerned about this because we've already gone a year in which we've missed out on so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm concerned that if this hits, let's see, Benson's here says, will they be able to come home due to cover rules, Enosh? It looks like they're going to be forced to come home.
Yeah.
If they're working abroad.
and it seems like they'll cover all that and get them home, and that's it.
H Barts here says my workplace would crap their pants if we strike, and here's the thing, like, but I noticed too that you mentioned that like you don't have a union there, so like a lot of those places would just go out and get temps.
Yeah,
when you have a union, like they'll put up a big fight and everything, but
who are you gonna get as a temp for Brad Pitt?
Well, like I don't think that this affects the stars really that much, but
No,
it
it doesn't.
but I mean,
they won't be able to film for sure.
They won't be able to,
be no crew.
Well, and that's what they said. Like first of all, you got to have skilled crew, right, to do these jobs. It's not like you're just going to get anybody off. I mean, are you gonna teach somebody how to film? Like using your state of the art camera, like on the job. And if you cross that line, look, there are too many people who have disappeared forever. Okay. Probably not what you want to do. Just saying. Okay. I don't care how much you want to work in the business. That ain't working in the business because you're going to set yourself up. Like they said, like if you're, if you do it, if you cross it,
you're done. No chance.
You're probably not going to get into the business. Caden here says that means Hollywood will be at the biggest pause in a while. And that's what's scary is we've already gone through a situation in a time where no movies are being made. No television shows are being made. It pushed everything back. We've had to wait and wait and wait. And look, I know, is it a first world problem because it's entertainment? Yes. Yeah. But also let's not just think about the entertainment value to us, the end user. These are people's jobs. Look, I'm especially privy to this and sensitive to this, given the fact that I just lost my job last week.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
And so like they're telling people like, look, you can go get a job somewhere else, but you're not going to get paid probably. There's not like there's a fund there that's just going to, there's in some extreme cases they said, but
people have families and houses and everything. It's their whole life.
Yep. And so like as Tekka here says, all the money Hollywood makes and they can't take care of these folks. Well, and that's the thing is like they got to renegotiate it, right? So they've had things in place for movies and television and things like that, but this is mostly over streaming services and stuff like that. From what I've seen, is that they really just don't have a plan. They didn't have a plan in place for some of this stuff because it's a new frontier and the same rules don't apply. Integrity 101. I wouldn't say this is great news because I don't think it's so much Hollywood being exposed as it's just like anything, right? Like with any company or anything that's happening, like you've got to renegotiate. You've got to put those plans in. And look, companies and businesses and stuff are going to wait as long as they can to deal with some of this stuff. Because look, if I give them any benefit of the doubt, it's this. This is all new water that they're treading.
True.
This is all new water. It's not like they just have, it's not like they've known what to do with this the whole time. Right. But it's something that they have to come to terms on and they have to agree on, work it out. H-Bart says it's not going to hurt to pay them more. Yeah, I don't even know if it's a thing of them having to even pay more. It's just being fair, right? With the payment for these other productions and how those things are made.
Having coverage and all that stuff, health coverage and all that.
Yeah. Mary Woodcock says, yeah, this is great news and bad news. Yeah. So, I mean, it's like, it's good for them to have to come to terms on it. But it's bad also for the people who have to deal with it. H-Bart says, we have temps now, but only a couple and they suck at work. Well, I've worked in a factory too, where it's like, yeah, you get temps in and temps eventually become full-time workers, after a while, and stuff like that. But it would be hard. It would absolutely be hard to just get a whole crew of temps in because you don't have the people there who are used to doing the job. So yeah, I'm familiar with that. I guess it just depends upon how you look at it, man. Like we've already had to endure so much, I think, as a world right now.
And like I said, I'm not just looking at the entertainment value of this. I'm also looking at the human side of this, that, yeah, it's going to be bad for films, but it's going to be bad for people too. Anytime people have to not work and picket something or fight for something that they believe in, it takes a toll, and it's going to take a toll on a lot of people. People are going to get behind in their bills. People are going to get behind on, on certain aspects of their life. And it's also going to push things back also too for our entertainment enjoyment too, because that's the world,
Exactly.
So if this happens, that means the Aquaman 2 will come out in 2023 or 24. Who knows how far?
Well, could even affect the Batman, because I don't even think they're done doing the Batman either.
Can you imagine that getting delayed again?
Yeah, that'd be. Jeez, movie's been through so much.
Jeez. The Dork Knight here says, this will affect all the below the line talent. As someone trying to work in Hollywood myself, this stresses me out too. Man, I feel for you, bro. I hope that they can get this worked out.
Yeah. Wish the best.
H-Bar says, I wonder if this will affect someone like me, since we do car parts and cars are used in movies a lot. Not sure. I don't know. H-Bar's here, or Benson's, I'm sorry, is right underneath it. Benson's here, says, Enosh, COVID rules. Sorry, new phone. Also, some of the actors are producers too, so it will affect them. Yeah, I mean, but it's not going to affect like Will Smith's, $20 million per picture. It'll probably affect like some of their back end stuff. They won't be able to work on some of that stuff. But some of these guys are producers in name. They lend their name to it, and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I mean, COVID rules, I mean, I think are still going to apply, obviously. But they'll just have to send them home. Let's see. Just seeing if there's any other any thoughts here. Well, I mean, what do you guys think of this? I mean, you guys have any?
No, I pretty much agree. I mean, it's just all bad.
Yeah, it's really, really concerning, and I hope they're able to work it out, and people are able to feed their families, feed themselves too, and obtain what they've been obtained, and keep that.
Mm-hmm. Did I see your DM about the hall? I don't think that I did. I'll have to go back here and did you send it to? Oh yes, I did. No, I got that. Yeah, I got that, man. Yeah, we were wanting to do the Hall of Fame thing, and H Barts has to work, so he's working. He's working. So thanks for the super chat, man. Yeah, he's the man. He's working. Yeah. So like I said, I hope they get this. I hope this worked out. Paul here says, "Yep, I'd rather get paid. I'd rather get paid what they're worth, rather than get paid what they're worth. I can wait for the movies." Yeah, I mean, look, in the end, it's I think it's going to be good for them, but also it's going to be it's going to take a lot. Dork Knight here says, better hours and working conditions. This is something that needs to happen. Working 14 to 18 hours, only getting 4 hours of sleep, only to be back at set first thing in the morning.
Wow,
it's
a crazy schedule.
Crazy. That's crazy, man. Wow, I just can't imagine. Yep. And so yeah, like Integrity here says, you just have to fight for what's right. So yeah, I mean, in the long run, it's going to be good for them, but the pain will be felt, with
the cost. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, the pain will be felt for sure. But yeah, so anyways, folks, that's what we got for tonight. Thank you guys for being with us. Appreciate each and every one of you. Everybody who's still with us, man. We still got a good group of people watching. So please make sure that on your way out, at least that you hit that if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. And also, if you haven't already, please hit that like button on the way out. It just does help us. We appreciate you guys doing that for sure. Thanks to everyone who gave super chats tonight. You guys are awesome. And you guys are literally helping keeping the lights on here at the lounge right now until I find another job. So it's much appreciated. Thank you.
And thank you to our newest member for sure. We appreciate you, man, and I'm glad that you are part of the Point Extra Lounge. Thanks to everybody who has joined the membership recently. But yeah, John Collins joined the membership tonight, and so John, you're awesome. We appreciate you, bro, and of course everyone else. And so yeah. Everybody want to tell where people can find you?
Yeah. So yeah, you can find me at Little Big City, Little Big City Studios Network on YouTube, or on the Twitter, which is I'll be running from now on and stuff. And new channel premieres on the 23rd, so make sure and check that out. It can be a fun little party stream to start things off, so it should be cool.
There you go. Awesome. And how about you, Bradley?
Yeah, you guys can find me on YouTube at Compatible Cinema and Gaming. This Saturday, I will be doing a horror tournament bracket, so if you want to tune into that, I'll be doing that around 6:30. And Austin, I put your link in the chat so people can find you. Definitely go give Austin a sub.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
channel.
Heck yeah. And then of course you can find all of our friends and everything. Go check out our. I'll put this here. Go check out our Discord. If you have not joined our Discord yet, we got a great Discord that people are really, really enjoying.
Yeah, Discord's awesome.
Yeah, and so definitely join the Discord. It's none of the drama and all of the good stuff. And so there's something for everybody over there. So join the Discord, and then also hey, follow us on social media. Come say hi. All of the links to everything are down in the description below. So to all the social media, and of course all the different ways that you could support the channel, that's all down there, and we appreciate all of your love and support. And don't forget, we will be giving this away early next week. This nice version of
The
Long Halloween. So get in for that. Any member, patron, or if you give a super chat at any time. So you're in the running for that. So thank you guys. And I just always like to let you guys know, you guys make this place so much fun. You guys make the Poindexter Lounge what it is. And so I'm grateful. And I'm grateful to everyone. Grateful to all my panelists. Thank you guys for being here tonight. You guys are awesome. Mr. Shirtless over there, and Brian as well.
Giving us a free show tonight.
Bringing the sexy back, and so
that's right.
So that's cool. So thank you guys for doing that, and just thank you to everybody who's here, man. You guys are just awesome, and we love you. We appreciate you, and you know what? No matter what, just remember, don't tell anybody that they're a fan of Doesn't Matter, and don't let anybody tell you that you're a fan of Doesn't Matter. But seek to have good conversations, seek to talk it out, as it were, and to come to either some agreements or to agree to disagree. But treat everybody with respect. And if you do that, there'll always be a place for all of you here at the Poindexter Lounge. Till next time, stay nerdy. Bye-bye.